Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's running of the Big Show Twin 100s, Day 2 in the Gander trucks here at iRacing Super Speedway. Tonight, alongside me, we got Will back in the house. Welcome, Will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I'm psyched to be here, watch these trucks tonight, man. Thank you.
You missed a great show last night, but I imagine you went back and watched it.
I did. The formats and everything, I think we need to run it up to speed, everything, get me caught up. But it did look very exciting, and the views that are already on in already 24 hours, I'm sure I did miss an exciting one.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And also, we've got Ray Garcia in here. Ray, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you, boys? Nice to see you again.
Great. I'm glad to be back. You want to go ahead and run the viewers through how tonight's going to go?
Tonight is a 100-lap, 4-stage race using the Gander trucks from the NASCAR series. There are 3 types of trucks. There's a Chevy, Toyota, and a Ford. Whatever the drivers pick as their preference is what they'll race. They'll qualify first 2 laps around the 3-mile oval and try to set pole time. The 2 top time setters, or the pole and outside pole, will automatically transfer to the main event. Everyone else will then move on to the heat racing segment, and in the heat racing segment, they'll have to race their way into the main event. In each heat, there'll be a maximum of 12 trucks. Top 5 will transfer to the main, and everyone else will have to go into a consolation race for 15 laps, and the top 10 at that race will make it into the main for a total of 32 trucks. Once into the main event, we'll start the 100 laps off by racing to the first 25, and we'll establish a winner at lap 25, one at 50, one at 75, and the checkered flag will fly at 100. This is an open format for us, so we have drivers coming from all over the country. There's a couple drivers from England. We have about 8 drivers from Canada, so it's a pretty big field.
Awesome. Well, Ray, thanks for bringing us on board again here tonight for Day 2 for the Big Show Twin 100s. And the guys are qualifying at the moment. And before we get started, I want to thank Tropical Foods from Everyday to Gourmet, Michael Williamson in that number 905 Gander truck tonight for jumping on board for the qualifying sponsor. As right now, Simon Sergius is at the top of the leaderboard, running a 49.75 in his Toyota, along with Ricky Wittenberg in second place. Now, just for the record, Will, those 2 guys, if they hold on to those top spots, will automatically move on to the main event, and they don't have to worry about these heat races.
Oh,
That's
man.
Correct.
Well, I love that prize for finishing top 2 in qualifying. It kind of gives back what we lost in qualifying now, especially in real racing. There's not much qualifying anymore. Everybody has charters, but it really rewards these guys for running these hot laps out here.
And right now we're taking a look at Michael Willie. Willie, he was on the pole yesterday in that 48 ARCA car. So we're going to see if he can't pull off the pole again here today at iRacing Super Speedway, again in the 48 truck this time, though. First lap's going to get him. It looks like that was his green flag lap. So we'll see where
run around
he will go.
Michael has a lot of laps turned with us here at the Big Show. He's always a pole contender. So he should come close. He should either get it or come close.
Yeah, and I'm very interested to see what he can do in that 48 paint scheme. It's been a while since I've seen that Lowe's home improvement store paint scheme out there, so I'm interested to see what can happen.
I'm telling you, Will, tonight you're in for a huge show. Last night was fantastic. Action-packed racing. All the heats, the consolation race, and the main event, unbelievable. Coming down to the stage wins and everything, I mean, it was fantastic.
Oh man, I am bummed I miss it here as we're watching the 48 here run around. Kind of want to improve that from that first lap there. Not the best you want to run here, but we'll see if he can turn around here on the second lap.
He's only got to improve by about a second. Ray Garcia just ran a 50.74 faster than Michael Willie. So we will see what he can do in that Fanta 00.
I am appreciating those paint schemes. That Fanta orange soda. There we go.
And Michael Willie up to fourth. Not going to be good enough to get on the front row. Let's see what Ray Garcia is going to turn here as he comes out of turn 4.
A good run nonetheless.
Oh, yeah, you'll be starting up front in one of the heats. So that's always good. Ray comes across the line. Takes it to the pole.
There
That's
we go, Ray.
That's 115 poles.
I know.
Yes, sir.
I
Congratulations,
was
Ray.
hoping
Great run.
last night was going to be your 115.
Yeah,
Great run.
that'll be 115 at this track.
Oh man, that was great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's see if it holds. That was a great run.
It'll hold.
Oh, yeah. It's going to hold. Right now, Greg blazing on the track. Jumps up to 6th place with his run. Only .01 off of Ray's time on the pole position. Great run by that Bumblebee Tuna Toyota.
And I do remember Greg from some of the races that we broadcast before for the big show. So excited to see what he can do tonight. And he is sponsoring stage 2 of tonight's race. So shout out to Greg Blazin for that.
Doing a great job on this line. Right now we're looking at a driver from Brazil. That's pretty awesome. Iago?
Yeah, hopefully his signal holds up.
Driving that number 34
It's
Ford.
It's pronounced Iago, like a
Oh,
Y.
Iago.
Yeah, it's Iago Nogueira.
Iago Nogueira. There
Like,
we go.
If you say Nogueira, it'd be like Nogueira, Getta. It would be the same.
Okay.
Nogueira.
Nogueira.
Right now he's holding it at 166. It's a little high on his ping, but we're going to see if he starts flashing. It might be a problem. He asked to race, and I said, okay, we'll give him a shot. But when he gets around other cars, if he starts flashing and having internet issues, then we'll have to put him at the back.
And Ray, you did mention tonight's field is mixed with a few different drivers from a few different places. If you wanted to kind of run our viewers through where all our drivers come from tonight.
Sure, we have a lot of drivers from the Midwest. We have Ohio in the house, Pennsylvania, California. I think I'm the only California driver. No, take it back. There's 2 California drivers. There's myself and Lori Vaught showing from California. There's 7 Canadians. We have North Carolina, New England in the house, Texas, Indiana. The Atlantic region, which is like New Jersey, Connecticut, Vermont. One from Brazil, as you indicated. And Greg Blazin from Iowa. He's from Grand Rapids, Iowa, as a matter of fact.
Who's the Indiana driver?
Cedar Rapids. He's from Cedar Rapids.
Oh, I think you said there was an Indiana driver. My bad.
Indiana, yeah, that's Larry Eddy.
Larry, well, I'm going to be watching him tonight.
Larry Eddy is in the
28.
He changes. Yeah, 28. He changed his number.
And I'm sure those Canadian drivers are going to be a little happy tonight, seeing as though they beat us in soccer again. So I'm sure they'll be driving with a little bit of a smile on their face.
Stand by one second.
Well, it looks like qualifying is over. Once again, we want to thank the qualifying sponsor for tonight, Tropical Foods from Everyday to Gourmet. Driver Michael Williamson in that number 905. I want to thank him for coming on board tonight. And it looks like Ray tonight so far, he's going to win $10 for grabbing
Yes,
that pole
sir.
position.
Congratulations, Ray, on that pole position. And
All right, drivers. All right, Booth, we're going to be going into the first set of heats. I've got about 15 seconds. I'm going to shoot up to race control. Pull me back down
Sounds
if you
great.
need me. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, please ask, and let's have a great race.
Good luck, Ray.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Congrats.
So Ray Garcia and Simon Sergius going to move on to the main event.
Oh wow, what a big win for Ray there, coming hot out of the gate. And we asked him in the broadcast too. We said, "Is that gonna hold?" And he said, "Oh yeah, that'll hold."
Oh yeah, driver knows when they got that pole.
So hey, Ray, we're gonna keep an eye out for Ray Garcia in that main event, walking in with a little bit of swagger. That's for sure.
And Cincinnati's going to the Super Bowl. Sorry, I was just watching the game.
I was just watching it a little bit too.
I'm so excited.
Oh man, I see it on a delay.
Oh, whoops.
Hey, got it. No, it's all right.
Didn't mean to ruin it for everybody.
You got it. What a big win for them.
That's great. If the Colts had made it, we would have beat them. Anyways. So it looks like heat number 1. We got Ricky Wittenberg, Greg Blazin, Scott Potza, Jess Vaught, Kelly Kuhl, Jarrett Woodard, Juan Marshall, TJ Krober, Jamie Shaw, Josh Tarte, or Tart, I'm not sure, Charlie Spearman, and Jake Ritchie is going to be your drivers for this first qualifying heat. And if looking at my notes, I believe only 5 move on from this heat. So 7 drivers will have to go to the consolation race.
Not a bad place to be, though. I mean, 5 drivers, you get in that top 5, you move on to the main event. You have to go to that consolation race. At least you go into that consolation race with a little bit of experience from your run. Maybe a few things happen. Maybe you get caught up in a late wreck. So we'll see the boys and how they run tonight and see how this finishes out.
Yeah, a lot of cool paint jobs here tonight as well.
One more thing, guys. You guys copy?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
So I forgot. I forgot to mention on our starts. On our starts, we do it different at the ISS because there's so much wheel spin that if we just go on green, people spin the tires and crash. So what we do is when the pace car releases the pulse hitter, they'll maintain the pacing speed until they hit those barrels right there at the opening of pit road.
Okay.
It's like a triangle. And as soon as either the inside or outside truck gets to those barrels, they're free to go. So that brings the speed up to about 115, 118 miles an hour. That eliminates the wheel spin.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Right now, they're at 102, 105, 115. There they go. Outside line did not go properly. Inside line got a big jump, which is fine. He went on time.
That's going to possibly hurt him in the long run because these guys are going to stack up and get a lot of speed.
So, but there's just so much horsepower at the pacing speed that they want you to go at, which is 65 miles an hour, that when you lay the pedal down, you will loop it.
Heading down the backstretch.
Yellow flags. We talked about it yesterday, but Will wasn't with us yesterday. Yellow flags will throw automatic caution. We have some software that automatically throws the caution at lap 25, 50, and 75. Okay. But it's 4 seconds after we cross the start-finish line. Okay? Okay. And the reason for that is we got to get ahead of the pace car that's sitting at the end of pit road. We have to get in front of it in order to not be behind it. And we catch the pace car the next time around in turn 2. We'll blend in really nicely behind the pace car.
Alrighty.
As far as yellow flags for accidents, we have a maximum of 1 yellow flag thrown in between stage breaks. So like right now they're wrecking. Oh. We're not throwing a yellow. I'm not throwing a yellow. I won't throw it until lap 8. Let me make that announcement. Stand by. All right. We at race control, we see the accident. Yellow flag will come out at lap. That'll come out at lap 5. Lap 5, drivers. So we'll give them one shot to re-rack it, and that'll be it.
Now these
I don't know if
trucks are running about 230 right now.
So, all right. So
through.
that's just wanted to let you guys know about the yellows. There's just one in
Awesome.
between stage breaks. We'll announce when the yellow flag. So if you see, you'll see an incident. You won't see anything from us, and then you'll see a yellow coming out. That's only to catch the field back up on a short yellow and go again.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So don't get
Now,
confused when you see a yellow.
Is there any instances where something crazy happens, like a really really bad wreck takes out the entire field, that you would throw another caution? Because there was a couple cautions yesterday that confused me, so I didn't want to.
Yes, if we get some weird, like yesterday, we had some internet issues that caused a wreck that took out 19 cars.
Yeah.
We'll throw a secondary yellow on that as long as there's laps left.
Gotcha. Okay.
If we're within 5 of the stage break, we're not doing it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Gotcha. We'll catch everybody up on the stage break.
Gotcha.
All right.
Thank you.
Catch up with them. All right.
Cool.
Now.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Will.
No, I was just going to say thank you very much to Raid there for that insight, letting our viewers know how tonight's race is going to be formatted as far as yellows, and I'm sure the viewers appreciate that, and very interesting. I like how Raid does his races where if it's a kind of a caution where it's just a couple guys spinning out, they're not going to throw a caution. They're going to let everybody run, see how it's going to kind of pan out. You see that a lot kind of in NASCAR too, that what they call phantom cautions, where there's nothing really going on and they throw a caution. But I do appreciate his format tonight there, Tim.
Maybe NASCAR could take a little, well, I guess real life, it could be dangerous. Never mind. I had to rethink my thought process. Yellow flag
Sometimes
is
you gotta
out.
throw it.
And that is just to catch all these guys back up. Because a couple of them looked like they were getting close to going a lap down, so they wanted to prevent that. And so far, some really tight racing. Then we'll go back and take a look at what happened back there in that mess. Look back here, and we'll do a slow-mo. Looks like the car came up into the 8, shoved him into the 14, and just collected the 36, and came back down into Greg Blazin, unfortunately. And then the 19 of Jake and the 01 of Kelly. Kelly went for a ride there.
We had talked about that during the broadcast where there's going to have to be 7 drivers that have to go to Consolation Race. And we talked about that, how it could be something that happens in the middle of one of these heat races where it's just a couple guys getting piled up there. You get caught up. Unfortunately, you finish outside of that top 5 that moves on to the main race.
Yeah, and we'll see if today is anything like yesterday. There really was no safe place, if you were in the middle, the back, the front, because we had incidents kind of happen throughout the entire field. One time, from second place back was in an accident. I mean, it was wild. But such a fantastic race either way, as these guys are getting collected back together. And also want to note for the viewers, no damage in this race. So if something happens to you, you're good to go. Now, there are instances where you could get stuck upside down and cause a tow. But between stage breaks, they will put you back on the lead lap. So that way at the end, everybody has a chance at that cold, hard cash.
I do enjoy some cold hard cash, Tim, and I'm sure these drivers tonight do enjoy some cold hard cash. And some of these drivers where they're at, it's very cold, so I'm sure a little bit of extra cash in their pocket will do some good.
Listen, we're on the wrong side of this screen right now. We need to be in this race because with my calculations, there's $240 on the line right now.
Big money. Let's go. Big money. Let's make it rain.
If you win a heat race, you're getting $20. You win all the stages, that's $100. You win the race, that's $100. I mean, so it's like $200. That's $195 technically.
That's a nice That's a nice Sunday
Yeah.
afternoon or Sunday night, depending on where you're driving from. That's not bad, Tim.
No, that's not bad at all. All in a day's work on iRacing.
And we're watching the cars here, kind of follow the pace car around here. That we should expect the pace car to kind of peel off here. Watching a great race here and this is the first race tonight. We have a couple more races coming up here, and it's going to be the top 5 drivers of each heat race moving on to tonight's main event. The bottom 7 drivers are going to move on to the Consolation Race, but we are seeing a competitive race so far with 4 to go in this first race. Gotcha. Alrighty, coming to the green flag here with 4 to go in this first race. Witherberg up there, leading him into turn 1. Very competitive race so far tonight. And dive into the corner into 1 and 2. Kind of leading him around. We're going to see that out of these cars. Very competitive, very close. It's all going to come down to driver's skill. What moves can you make? What lines can you find out? Who's going to work with you? We're going to see him coming down here. Coming down into the 3 and 4. Seeing that middle lane get a lot of speed coming off the backstretch there. Around 3 and 4, leading him to the line. And it's going to be Witherbird leading them to the line here with 2 to go in that 55 car. Coming around into 1 and 2 tonight. It's going to be that top 5. So although we're watching this leader here, he's going to be the winner of this Heat 1. Going to be the top 5 driver, so you're probably going to see a lot of movement right behind him. See an in-car camera view here. I appreciate the green roll cage. Big run here, showing a lot of speed leading the pack. This is the final lap. This is an exciting racing here, too. And some cash on the line, too, Tim. You take this win, you get some cash in your pocket going to the main event. Don't have to worry about it. You can take a little break. We're seeing who can lead the line here. Big money on the line.
Oh,
See who's going to take it, Tim. This is going to be a photo finish.
It's going to be the 7.
It's going to be it's going to be the number 7 car leading him to the line. Weatherberg taking second. Big crash right behind him. We'll see what the final results are.
So bad, I have no idea.
Man, that was quite the finish to Heat 1, Tim. We'll have to see who is moving on to the main event, who is moving on to this consolation race. Man, it's got to feel good to take that money home in that Heat 1 victory tonight. Going to give a shout out to Vigilante Racing League as well. That is our Heat sponsor, and we got to give a big shout out to them sponsoring our race, our Heats tonight. And man, what an exciting Heat 1. If you are tuning in tonight, we got to give a shout out to you. Thank you again. And man, if that's any indication of what's to come, man, we are in for a big night of racing here. Congratulations to them. And we'll see here, the drivers kind of getting ready for heat number 2. We'll see the lineup get reset here, and we'll see which drivers are going to be moving on to the main event, which drivers are going to be moving on to our consolation race. But this is our heat number 2 of drivers. We'll see this lineup get kind of reset here. We'll see a new mix of names here. Big field tonight. A lot of drivers from a lot of different areas. We have a few Canadian drivers in the field. I'm sure they are excited tonight with a little bit of a smile on their face, seeing as though they beat us in soccer again and took home that top of the table, as we call it. Uh, Back to the racing here. We'll see the pace car kind of leading them out here for heat number 2 tonight. And these are 10-lap shootouts. Top 5 drivers move on to the main event. Bottom 7 drivers move on to the Consolation Race. I say move on because all drivers have a chance to move on to the main event in that Consolation Race. So we shall see who's going to take this Heat 2 victory tonight. Take a little bit of cash home in their pocket for that Heat victory. Move on to that main event. Maybe take home some stage victories. Maybe take home some more cash. We shall see. Pace car leading them around here. This is a big field. So these 10 drivers we saw in that last race. Oh, as we see the pace car pull off. Leading them in line here. And big run, 15. Gonna lead them into 1 and 2 here. Big run out of that truck. Coming down into 1 and 2, kind of seeing the drivers kind of figuring out which line's gonna work best for them. Which lines have the most speed coming down into the backstretch here. Big run for the 15 off that starting line. Ooh, big move already right behind him, trying to figure out what's gonna work. Seeing a big run out of there, out of the 21 and the 15. 15 kind of drifts up to the middle, coming around 3 and 4 here in this heat number 2 for the big show. Top 5 drivers are going to be moving on to the main event. Bottom 7 move on to the Consolation Race. Kind of leading into the line. It's going to be the 15 car taking lap number 1, leading them down into 1 and 2. Drifts into the middle lane just a bit just to see what's going on. Oh! And we see a big wreck coming down into 1 and 2 onto the backstretch here. We just lost the leader. I believe we lost the number 2 car. So we see a change in the lead coming down into 3 and 4 here. Big crash. Seeing very aggressive driving tonight. A lot on the line though. We got some cash on the line. We got some stage victories on the line. Get some cash there. A lot on the line for these drivers tonight. Coming around 3 and 4 here. Got 9 to go in this heat number 2. Gonna be a new leader taking them to the line here. 8 to go. Kind of drift into the middle lane. We see 33 scrape the wall. We got our first caution of the heat number 2. Got 8 to go in heat number 2. Already saw some exciting racing there. Saw the leader scrape the wall, I would say, a little aggressively. We saw the number 2 car right behind him. Number 2, the P2 car get caught up in that. Saw a couple of drivers get caught up in that as well. So saw a change in the lead. Exciting racing. In heat number 2.
Man, what a great start to this one. It's took
Oh,
out
man.
quite a few drivers, but they'll get them racked up, back to go. 7 laps to go in this heat.
Yes, sir. I mean, Tim, that was, if that's any indication of what's to come, and this is only heat 2. We are not even in the main event yet. So, I mean, we just saw a leader crash out, P2 crash out. I mean, I have no idea who's going to take this heat 2 victory.
And we'll go back and take a look at, see what happened. We'll go back to, you see the drivers coming through the front stretch. Looking at Jeffrey Russell in that number 4 truck. Comes through the corner. The 15 gets loose, comes up into the 4, and just takes them both. And they just go for a wild ride after that.
And that's racing. You kind of saw the kind of drifting up into that middle lane, kind of seeing what's going on. You just saw it after that caution as well, too. You saw kind of the driver kind of drift up into that middle lane. That middle lane, I just don't like it on these big speedways. I feel like the middle lane is just a cause for concern. Not a lot of things happen, good things happen at middle lane. You know, some drivers are already racing on the outside or the inside. They just don't know where to go. But the middle lane, just don't like it.
Yeah, and it gets really tricky at this track, especially with the bumps going into and out of the corners. It causes drivers to shift up lanes, not on purpose. But if you're not ready for it, or if you're really close to the guy in front of you, you may not see the turn coming up fast enough, and it may throw you off guard, and it may push you up the track into somebody else.
Yeah, and the way these cars are set up tonight, you're going to see a lot of competitive racing. So you'll see where the drivers decide to go as far as lines, you know, on the bottom line. I am seeing a lot of speed out of that bottom line. It's just whether or not you can hold that clear air outside by yourself. And once you get somebody behind you or kind of next to you, they're going to want to try to make it a aggressive move to get that lead, get that cash, money, and take that victory. So if you can hold it out there and keep it clean, I mean, we saw in that last race that it came down to almost a photo finish right there at the end.
Now, in the chat, we got Bryce asking, is it too late to sponsor the person that takes out Shaw on the last lap? I mean, it depends on how much you're offering, Bryce. You may have to talk to the drivers about that one.
Oh, man.
Pace car is off. Very violent turn down pit road.
Very, very excited. We see in this iRacing pace car, that driver, if we can only get him into the race.
Aiden Cintron all by himself in that low line with the 22 truck. Looks like he's slowly going to come up there. Randy Miles is going to help him on that low side. But right now the 21 of Jonah Long to the outside with the 14 of Dustin right behind him. As we see that outside lane get racked up faster than that inside lane. But that 22 truck's going to have a lot of speed and be able to push that 5 truck really well heading off into turn 3 and 4. As you can see, the 21 comes down in front of the 5. Doesn't want to give them the advantage. But now I'm not sure that him going to the inside lane was the best idea for him, because that outside lane is going to carry a lot of speed coming out of this corner. He's got to play a lot of blocking here.
That's part of the game. That's part of the game at these speedways.
That's true.
You got to play the. As I mentioned, if you get out in that clean air, you get out in the lead, you feel comfortable for about a half a second. That's all you got to feel comfortable, because you know if someone's right behind you. As you see, kind of digging at that back bumper from the 5 car, trying to see if they can get by there, get by that 21 car.
And the number 22 decided to leave the bottom lane, comes up in front of the 14 of Eaton. Gets a good run. See if we can't get some speeds for you all up on the board.
Big racing there.
Oh, unfortunately, it's making me show lap times or gap. So we'll just keep it what it's at.
And I do love these setups there by Ray. It does show the skill of the drivers in this iRacing series.
Yeah, Ray does a great job with all these chassis for all the series that he puts together. And huge shout out to him. I know it takes a lot of time and effort to get that done. And I imagine there's a lot of these guys who sit there and test them out for him and tell him how it feels and stuff. Oh, see, right there, that 5.
Big
and
wiggle,
that push.
big wiggle. Big wiggle out of the 5.
I think we saw an incident back here. Yeah, the 57 and 085.
Got into it a little bit in the back of the pack there. We got 3 to go in heat number 1. Top 5 drivers move on to the main event. Bottom 7 move on to the Consolation Race.
Greg Dobson, again, having a bad day yesterday. He didn't make the main event due to a wreck. And here's going to push him back to the consolation race again, not where Greg wants to be heading into tonight's race here for the main event.
Hey, still got a shot, though. I say moving on to the consolation race because it still gives everybody a shot to move on to tonight's main event. So you're not out of it, but you still got some work to do.
Coming down to the white flag. Jonah Long's been able to keep that lead on that bottom lane with the 5 of Aiden pushing him. But that 22, 14, and 40 are pushing hard.
And that
now the 14's going up.
14 said, I want this victory. We'll see what
3
comes out.
wide.
Coming down to 1 and 2 here. Coming down in the backstretch.
The 62 of Bill Sleep let off a little bit. Wanted to get a good run here on that 5 and 21. But look at that outside lane.
Oh, big speed coming out of the outside lane there. They're right on the wall. Big run. We'll see out of the 34 car, the 14 car. We'll see who's going to take we got Long leading it with the 21 car. The 5 car is right behind him. I expect a big move out of the 5 car here coming out on the front stretch. See if they want that cash money. You got to know that's on the line.
There he goes.
We're gonna see. Oh, there he goes. Big move on the outside. We'll see the 5 cars are leading the line. We got Long right to the outside. It's going to be the 5 car leading them.
Woo! Aiden takes home the victory. Jonah Long, Bill Sleep, John Kazara. Oh, a car flipping back there. And Dustin Eaton are moving on to the next heat.
Big win. Big win. Once we saw that first wreck happen where we saw the leader get cleared out, unfortunately, we saw him kind of creep right out to the lead, held it down for those 5 laps there, and great victory by them and taking home that cash money.
Man, what a great heat that was. Heat number 2 in the books. Once again, want to give a shout out to Vigilante Racing League for sponsoring the heats. 10 laps in these mini heats. 5 drivers move on to the main event, and the other drivers will be left to battle it out in the consolation race right here on 10-4 Broadcasting.
And I'm sure they battle out on the VRL Racing League, the Vigilante Racing League. We've got 9 of those drivers in tonight's racing. So we'll see if one of them can take home that main event prize.
And this one, the front row is going to be started by Michael Wiley and Larry Eddy. I'm pulling for Larry because he's from Indiana. Hopefully he can bring home the victory here tonight. Also a notable... we got a couple of Canadians in here. Michael Williamson, sponsor of the qualifying award in that number 905. Sylvian, also in here from Canada. Danny Shaw in here from Canada. And then Iago from Brazil.
Iago.
I love that. I do.
I do too. I'll pull for Iago because I don't think I can pull for any of the Canadian drivers in tonight's race, seeing as though they do it again in soccer. So I am a little bummed out about that. But hey, you have a little bit of hope for U.S. soccer, and then we lose again. So it's just coming. Canada actually finished undefeated, so congratulations to them. You see the drivers that are getting ready for heat number 3 in tonight's race. The top 5 are going to move on to the main event. The bottom 7 are going to move on. I say move on to the Consolation Race, seeing as though all the drivers in that Consolation Race have a chance to move on to tonight's main event. So you're not out of it, just in case you have a bad run in this heat event. See that 48 Lowe's Motor Speedway paint scheme there, driven by Willie. Leading them around to the pace car here. We have seen some very exciting racing so far in tonight's event. Just last race, we saw a leader for about 5 laps into the heat. Kind of got crashed out there. We saw a new leader take over, held it down for about 5 laps. Took home the victory, took home some cash money. So we saw it in the first race as well. Saw a wreck, saw a new leader take the lead. Actually finished 3 or 4 wide on the front stretch to finish the heat. So don't expect big things to happen in this heat number 3. See the pace car pull off there. I love that iRacing pace car pulling off there. Getting 28-48, leading him down into 1 and 2 here.
28 got a really good start. That outside
Big
lane
run.
kind of left him all by himself. They're going to get a huge run on him. I'm not sure that that's a good idea. You see the 905 dropping down behind the 48. That 28 is going to have no help on this start.
It's all right, though. I think he's trying to figure out which lane's going to work best. And you see a tandem kind of building up right behind him there. So you'll see him drift off for a little bit, but he'll build back up there.
Riding on board with Michael Willie right now in that number 48. He was a driver last night. I surely thought he was going to be the one to win. Just how his driving was. He was able to hold the field back behind him, and he was the pole sitter yesterday. And here tonight, he's got to race his way in here at a heat race. Shows how different all of these things are.
And as mentioned throughout the broadcast here, it's going to be the top 5 drivers moving on to the main event. So even if you go to race through the heat races, you still have a chance of finishing the top 5.
Yeah, right now these guys are pretty calm compared to the last couple of heats. We see the drivers single file through here. I love that throwback Pepsi scheme. Reminds me of Jeff Gordon.
That is your boy. So give a big shout out to Jeff Gordon there. You do like those Jeff Gordon paint schemes, so
I do.
big shout out there. See the 48 leading him around here. As you mentioned, Tim, this has been a little bit more tranquil race. We're about 2 laps in here to this heat. Saw the action kind of pick up around the same point in these first 2 heat races we have raced so far. So we'll see in heat number 3 if the action picks up at all, or if the drivers kind of keep the same kind of chill level for a little bit, and see if it kind of picks up there towards the last couple laps of this heat number 3 race. Brought to you by the Big Show and 10-4 Broadcasting here. We got the top 5 drivers moving on to tonight's main event to take home some cash money for the heat victory tonight. So a lot on the line, Tim.
Not sure what happened with Larry Eddy in that 28. He came down pit road, was on pit road for about 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's going to hurt his chances to make it lock himself into the main event. And it looks like he'll move on to the consolation race if there isn't a caution that would bring him back on the lead lap.
We may see a caution, Tim, so he may still have a chance to kind of build back up there. But even though something happens, and Ray did mention that with all the weather going on across the country, we do see some internet issues. We are racing on the iRacing Simulator series, but even though that is happening, we do still have a second chance in the Consolation Race. And back to the leaders here, we're seeing big run out of Willie there and Williamson right behind him. Not seeing a lot of action. You're seeing kind of that 3-car run here. Seeing a big run though on the outside. Ooh, kind of a love tap there to your 25 Pepsi car.
Yeah, and these guys are realizing they got to go. That's Yago in that number 34 yellow truck pushing that outside lane. He's going to drop down behind the 66. Oh, and he's going to make it 4 wide.
Big moves. And you'll see that, Tim. This is where we saw the action kind of pick up in these first 2 heats. In this heat number 3 here. See the 48 has been holding it down here with about 4 laps into heat number 3 here. That's driven by Willie there. We got Williamson, that 905 there. It's kind of held it down in second, but we'll see a big move out of them. The outside lane, we're seeing some cars kind of build up in that middle lane. I do not like that middle lane at all. That is the danger zone for me. I do not like the danger zone.
Yeah, you see them hit that bump and they jump just way up the track. As the 66 of Sylvian is leading that outside lane, Yago pushing him. 25 car is pushing him. They're nose to tail in that outside lane.
Yago is holding it down in that golden ticket position, though. He is in that 5th position.
And there it is. He jumps up to come down. And there they touch. 66 saves it. 34 is going to drop down to the inside lane. He's trying to lock himself into this main event.
Oh, man. Big time racing, Tim. Big time racing.
Right now, he's locked in. If the race was to end right now, he's in 4th place. The 29 of Dave Mayberry would be the last position in. Hot Rod Mayberry. I like that. And now the 6 truck along with the 25 going to go to that inside lane.
Seeing the 48 still hold it down there in the lead. He's been holding it down all race long. You'll see the action build up there in the back because we got the top 5 drivers going to be moving on to that main event. So we'll see the action pick up. We got 4 drivers locking it up there. Kind of building up that speed tandem out in the front.
Oh, Yago went to the outside, but Dave Mayberry didn't go with him. Looks like he thought better of it and let off a little bit.
And you see Yago there kind of get caught up in the middle lane.
Ooh.
Oh, you see Yago get loose a little bit.
That was a
If
good
Yago
save.
can build up enough speed to hold it down at 5th position, you're going to see a 4-car tandem. He's going to have to really drive aggressive to hold it down with 3 to go here in this heat number 3 race. No caution yet, though, so no shout out to Tropical Fruit.
VRL league member Dave Mayberry giving a huge push to that 34 truck of Yago.
Yago!
Oh, he gets hit!
Oh no!
There
We got a
it
big
is.
wreck! Oh no! With 2 to go. Oh man.
No yellow flag yet.
No yellow flag yet, Tim, but man,
I don't
we
think
saw
there's
it,
time.
We've seen that. Coming around.
There's not enough
You got-
time. If they go to yellow, the race would end,
No.
so they got to
No, this is
continue
it,
on.
Tim. You got the 905 and Williamson. Second P2. He was in P2 most of the race. He's the race leader now with 2 to go. Is in a golden position here. He just has to hold it down.
White flag.
1 to go. Coming around, leading him down to 1 and 2. The Williamson at 905. The 13 car right behind him. Get the 66 coming to the outside. Get the 48 right behind that driver, pushing him along. We'll see big run. Big run out of the 48.
25 catching on to the back of them, getting a huge run on the outside lane too. Right now the 66 is the leader.
Seeing some drives, seeing some wiggles.
Is he going to stay with the 48? He has to now.
Out there. Get the 48 right there. Keep it clean, keep it clean. You want to get into that main event.
Oh, the 25 leaves the 48. It's going to be 5 wide.
Oh, man.
Wow, 13 of Michael Kazaza.
Man, where did he come?
We will go back and look at that. We will stop them.
Man.
At the line, slow-mo, 13, 905, the 25,
Wow.
the 6.
What a photo
right there.
finish. Is that your top 5 right there, Tim?
Right there.
Those 5 drivers that just finished there? Could we get a finish line angle of that? Because I just want to see.
Oh, it went on.
You couldn't get a more clear indication of your top 5 drivers, Tim.
Unfortunately, when
Wow.
it moves on to the next heat, it kicks me out of seeing anything.
That's all right. I think we need to move on. I think our heart rates are already a little bit too high from these first 3 heats because, man, we've seen it in every race so far. Somebody gets out there, holds down the lead. Something, I'll say, unfortunate happens, and they lose the lead. You see a new leader take it out there, and then you see that. You see a photo finish right at the lane. So, man, big racing so far, Tim. I am glad to be here, and big shout out to Ray Garcia for having us tonight in this big show event. A big shout out to our heat number 3 winner there, taking home that cash prize. And man, I'm psyched to be here, Tim. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, that was a fantastic finish. So this is the consolation race. I'm waiting to receive word as to how many guys make it in from this race, because right now we got 21 drivers in the consolation race. I'm going to jump out to go ask real quick. I'll be right back, Will.
No problem.
Hey, guys, how many are going on from the consolation race?
About 15.
15. Okay, thanks.
No worries.
So looks like it's going to be about 15 drivers going to move on from this consolation race. So 6 drivers going home here tonight.
I mean, we've seen some very exciting racing so far, and these consolation drivers that are in this race may have been caught up in some of those unfortunate events. So we'll see big speed here in this consolation race. I'm sure we'll see some big speed out of that 48, who was the leader in heat number 3. I'm sure we'll see some big speed out of some other drivers as well. Like I said, some of those drivers were caught up in some last lap events, maybe 5 to go, maybe 4 to go, and just didn't have the speed to get back up there. So, Tim, anybody have your eye on in this consolation race? Anybody you think that can take it, move on to the main event and take home that cash, that main event prize?
I'm looking at all. I've got 21 drivers to look at here. I'm looking at, honestly, going with Greg Dobson in that 085. He had a really bad race yesterday, ended up knocking him out. I think today he's coming back with a vengeance to prove that he needs to be in that main event. Right now he's going to be starting P16, so we'll see how this treats him. A lot more drivers in this consolation race as the green flag is underway, and a lot of drivers took off fast. It's going to cause quite a bottleneck here a little bit farther back. See, who is that in that number 14? Slicing and dicing back there.
I believe the grid is only showing the viewers 10 drivers on the board there, but we are watching to
I
see
see
who's
that.
going to be moving into our main event.
Let me take a look at that really quick. Not sure why that is. There we go.
If I had to pick a guy that I think I had my eye on, or a driver I had my eye on, I think it's that 48, Willie.
Who is our leader?
I mean, I don't mean to be cliche about it, but he had a really great run in heat number 3, was caught up in that unfortunate accident there right at the end. Had a lot of speed, showed they can hold it down there in the clean air, and that's what you got to do. I mean, you got to hold it down in the clean air.
Oh!
You can pack race all you want, but if you can't hold it down that lead.
Problems for the 34. No caution. Gets it back running now. Catch back up to the rest of the field. Check in with Greg Dobson sitting in 17th right now. Cutoff spot is 15. So these drivers are going to have to, I know quite a few drivers are probably being conservative, because if a wreck happens, you're in.
Yeah. And is it the same format as the heat races, Tim, where it's the top 5 move on and the bottom 7?
It's a top 15.
Top 15. So, like I mentioned, as I would say, pack racing. You can pack race all you want. I mean, you can sit back there, you can kind of get that simulator racing wheel kind of moving back and forth, kind of see what's going to work for you in that main event. But if you get caught up in one of those unfortunate events, as we've seen in these 3 heats so far, we see some iRacing there with a little bit of glitching out there. I mean, a lot of speed, a lot of things going to happen. I am just excited for these next 12 laps.
And these guys, we're riding on board with that number 4, leading that outside lane against the wall. Yellow flag is out.
First caution of this consolation. We do want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Tim, who is...
It is Michael Williamson at number 48. Chevrolet is the sponsor for tonight's consolation race. So, funny, he is leading the race right now as he tries to fight his way in to the main event.
Big shout out to him, and he's my guy to keep an eye on for the main event. I think he's gonna kind of cruise through this consolation race here. take home that victory along with that sponsorship of the race. Wouldn't that be cool to take home? That be like the Rams moving on to the Super Bowl, playing in their own stadium.
It ain't
But
happening.
I really think, yeah, I mean, I hope not, but I really think he's a driver to keep an eye on for that main event race as well.
That was close. I think that was a driver getting a lap back. I'm not sure. No, it was not. It was Jake Ritchie. Came in there real hot.
Speaking of hot, I think some of these drivers need a little bit of that heat right now because we have a lot of drivers from Canada, from out west, a couple drivers from California, Indiana. We had mentioned in the broadcast, Tim, you had a guy you had your eye on. So I think these drivers are building up the heat on the wheel because I'm sure outside everything's freezing over. So, and we've seen it tonight, Tim. We've seen
That's
the
good.
heat build up. We've seen everything building up tonight. We've seen everybody kind of give off that steam on the wheel, kind of give
Yep.
everything in the gut. And there's cash on the line. There's bragging rights on the line. There's a lot on the line, Tim. I missed it last night. I am bummed out about that. I'm excited to be here tonight because this is some exciting racing.
Hey, at least you got to go back and watch a fantastic broadcast.
Oh, Tim, you guys put on quite the show, and thank you very much for 10-4 Broadcasting for putting on this show here. Don't forget about Texas. Shout out in the chat there. We can't forget about Texas. Nobody's forgetting about Texas. I'm actually a Mavericks fan, so I never forget about Texas. So shout out to Texas there in the chat.
Texas exists? I didn't even know.
Big shout out to Texas.
No, I forget about little places like Rhode Island. Hopefully nobody's from Rhode Island around here, but it's just such a tiny state. Makes no sense.
Right. Yeah, Tim. And, man, big racing here. We got 10 to go here in this Consolation Race here. It's going to be the top 15 drivers moving on to the main event. Got a lot on the line in tonight's race. We got cash money on the line. You win some stages in that. You get some cash money. So we'll see. Man, pumped up for these next 10
I'll
laps.
tell you another guy to watch out for here tonight, Heath Rutherford. Last night, he passed so many people getting to the front and kept getting caught in other people's accidents. So he's coming out here tonight to make a statement as well.
We'll see the pace car leading him around here for another lap around here. And we do want to give a shout out to that pace car driver for being the most aggressive driver on the track in tonight's race. I'm not sure what iRacing did with the update, but that driver is Dale Earnhardt as a pace car driver because they are making aggressive moves. But shout out to that pace car driver here. We'll see if they peel off here. We'll see these 10 lap shootout here and see if who finishes in the top 15 to move on to tonight's main event. And there it is. There it is. That's the big move from the pace car here. And we see the drivers leading them to the line here.
And Michael in that 48 is going to bring him down to the green flag. That 98's got a good run on the outside with 36 of Charlie Spearman right behind him. And the 33 is coming up, Landon Gentry. Last night was having a fantastic race as well. He got caught in a late accident. So be watching that go. He's trying to move up with the 4, but the 4 is going to fake him out.
Oh, they're coming around the corner. So he's going to hold it down that middle lane. We're seeing some wiggles, some racing moves there. I don't have a term for that yet, Tim, but I'll just go with wiggle for now.
That's funny. Got the squirrelies. That's
Getting squirrely. That's I guess I can go. Oh, big kind of tap there. 33 gets a big shuffled out there. Now it's in the back of the pack, though. Top 15 move on to the main event. So even though you get shuffled out there, maybe you keep it cool down there.
Right
keep
now,
it chill.
Greg Blason in that number 23 truck is the cutoff right now. Keeps swapping between him and Scott Patza in that number 90. Remember those two from last night. Only 8 laps to go here at the iRacing Super Speedway before these guys move on to the main event. Right now, Greg Dobson in last position. I think he's just waiting. He knows something's going to happen in this front pack. There it is. Rutherford, big wreck. Oh, my.
Oh, man, we're seeing it from the bottom of the track, too, Tim. What an angle. Oh, man. Oh, we got some
Trucks
flips
all
going on.
over the place.
Oh, man.
Dobson flipping, the 23 flipping.
All night long, Tim. We have seen it all night long.
4-truck breakaway here.
Man. We have seen
No
it
caution
all night
yet.
long.
Dobson was at the back of the pack, tried to miss that, but unfortunately he got caught in it when he came up.
Still racing, Tim.
And like I said, Heath Rutherford, again, bad place again. I feel so terrible for the guy. He keeps trying to make it into these races, and he keeps just things keep happening. And we got a 4-truck breakaway here at the front of the pack. Right now, last car to make it in would be Dave Mayberry in that 29. Still no caution. Yellow flag is out.
And the yellow flag is out with 6 to go, Tim.
Woo!
Man.
All right, we're gonna go back and take a look. That was we gotta go back. I gotta see what happened here. We're gonna big mess. So we're looking at the 98 here, the middle of the screen, the 98 truck. He's in that middle lane, goes through the corner. Oh, net code. The 19 came up, and iRacing thought he got hit, but he did not. Brings him back down, hits the 8 truck, the 48 comes up, hits the 36, collects the 4, the 22, the 33, the 28. And it just became a mess after that.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a broadcaster who not familiar with the term net code, but you say net code, I see contact. I mean,
I'll go back and show you because I'll show you the best.
It looked like a little bit of what you would say a squirrely move there.
I got you.
A little bit of a squirrely Dan action there.
To school real quick. Where is Heath? Okay. So we're going to back up a little bit more.
See, if you kind of zoom in there a little bit to the
all right,
36.
here you go. All right, we're going to do a slow-mo.
A little bit of a squirrely Dan action.
Actually, we'll do this. Right now watch the 19. We'll stop right there. See the 19 slowly coming up. See, it shows that he got hit, but there was nothing there.
There's the 6, though, giving him a little bit of action on that.
Oh, the 36. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where's the 36?
Right at the top of the pack there. Gave him a little bit of action on that right corner panel there.
Oh, okay.
Said, hey, how you doing?
Gave
him a little tapperoni, and then you had everything else kind of unfolding right behind him. So.
Okay, I was looking at the wrong person. I was looking at the 19. And then trucks just chaos erupts after that. Trucks flipping.
You had the 36 kind of get into the back of the 19. Once that happened, it kind of caused him to kind of drift down towards the bottom of the track, and that just caused the rest of the chaos behind him. Oh, man. Second caution of the race, but top 15 drivers going to be moving on to the main event in tonight's race. So even though that happened, it might have given some of those drivers kind of working in that pack racing a chance to move up. So do you want to give a shout out to 10-4 Broadcasting for giving us that replay there? If you could give them a like, share, follow everything on YouTube, Facebook, all those good places there. Thank you for having me, Tim. You put on a great show here, and couldn't have it any other way. Every time you have me on, it's always exciting racing. So thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, well I don't do anything but push buttons. These are the guys that put on the show for us.
That's it, exactly. Without the drivers, we are nothing.
And my boy Larry Eddy up to 5th place in that number 28 Sirius XM Toyota.
Big
and unfortunately, Heath drops all the way back to 20th spot, 5 spots out right now.
Only 5 spots out, though. Only 5 spots out.
Oh, yeah, but anything can happen. These last 4 laps, going to be 3 laps to go when the green flag waves here on this restart. All to transfer into the main event. And the winner for this tonight is going to get $20.
$20. Let's go. Cash money. Let's do it. But they also got a chance to take home some stage victory money, too, if they make it onto that main event. So
Exactly. $25 for each stage. Green
leading
flag
down
is in
line
the
here.
air.
4 to go. 4 to go here, Tim. Let's do it.
3 to go now.
3 to go. Let's go.
3 wide from third place back. You see these guys start shuffling out there, getting wide. Greg Dobson, very outside lane, the very back there to the 0.85. Knows he's got to make it into that top 15 if he wants to move on.
Big run out of the 48 there. Leading them right around the pack there. Keeping that inside lane, holding it down. That's what you got to do with the lead, though, Tim. You got to hold it down. They're going to come fast. They're going to come aggressive, trying to take that away from you. There's a lot on the line here. There's cash money on the line to take home that victory.
Jamie Shaw, that very outside lane. Look at that. Big move by the 14.
Racing.
Oh, and looks
Whoa.
like something happened back here. Josh in that number 8. Right now on the outside looking in. Back to 20th place.
3 to go. 2 to go, Tim. Leading them down in the 1 and 2. Ooh, big run. We saw a big lead change there as we look back to see what happened. Big lead change. We got a new leader out there. We got Shaw leading them in that 14 car.
Being
Right behind him is
pushed
the
by
33.
Landon Gentry. He's
Right behind him is the
fantastic here.
48.
Michael Wiley in that 48. Third truck back. 79 of... man, there's so many numbers. They're all switching on my screen. I can't find what I'm looking for. 79
Just keep an
Jarrett
eye on
Woodard.
the 15th. 15th, Tim. all we
15th
need
place
to
right
know
now.
right
Jeffrey Russell is the cutoff. Oh, now it's Yago's in. Oh, and
Here
the
we go.
4's around.
Oh,
98.
Big wreck right behind him.
White
Holding it
flag.
Final lap here in this consolation race. Moving on to the main event in the big show 100 Truck Series. Let's go.
Right now, Yago is the last car out. He's got to
Go,
pass
Yago.
one of these guys to get in the main event.
We got Shaw leading him around in the 3 and 4. We'll see if anybody tries to take that lead from him to take that cash money.
So far, everybody looks content.
33. 33. I think we're going to have a big move out of that 33.
33 goes to the outside. 48's going to go with him.
We'll see who's going to go.
48's going to go to the outside.
48 going to the outside, Tim.
Slow-mo.
On the outside of 33. We'll see who's going to get it. 33.
33!
Oh, big win out of the 33 there.
And Yago makes it.
Let's go, Yago.
Yago is in, barely beats Russell to the line by
man.
.03. Wow.
And that 48 car gets P3 after getting reshuffled in the draft. Oh, no, he got P2 out of the results there.
Yeah, P2, Jamie Shaw. And now we're going to 5 minutes of warm-up. Man.
We need it. It's a cool down for us, Tim. It's a cool down.
Yeah, cool down.
Tim, for the viewers that are tuning in right now, what can you say? What kind of recap can you give for those first 3 heat races? What can you say about that?
Listen, those first 3 heat races are just a sign of what's about to come here tonight in the main event. We're getting warmed up for that. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. We want to thank, so far, we'll go back and thank our qualifying sponsor, Tropical Foods, from everyday to gourmet. Michael Williamson driving here tonight in that number 905 Gander truck. And then we want to thank our heat sponsor, Vigilante Racing League. We want to thank them for coming on board for the heat races. And then we want to thank Michael Williams, or Michael Willie, sorry, I can't talk, in that number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet for coming on board for the Consolation Race, where we just finished watching that race. And what these guys are doing here tonight right now, you missed this yesterday. Ray, since they qualified and things have changed in the heat, Ray likes for them to come down pit road 2 times to see where their pit box is, so that way when pit stops happen during the race, they know where they got to go to make their pit stops. So that's what these guys are practicing right now, seeing where their pit box is and pulling into their spot and then going back out and doing it again.
All right, yeah, that's a good way to know where your pick box is.
So now that the all those races are under the belt, what what are you looking forward to for the main event here tonight?
Tim, I'm looking forward to a few things that I mentioned, a few bullet points that I mentioned there in the first couple of heats there. I'm seeing if whoever gets out in the lead can hold it down. I saw that's one of the things in the heat racing, although it's kind of a minimized field. Who can hold down the lead? You're going to have a lot of speed coming behind you. You're going to have a lot of guys trying to make moves, a lot of speed on the middle lane, outside lane. Can you hold it down depending on who you choose to work with? Second, I'm looking forward to is what's going to happen when things start to get dicey. We saw it there. I think the mark point of those races was about 5 to go. We saw a lot more aggressive moves, a lot more drivers trying to make those moves to the front. And third, Tim, I want to see who's going to take home those stage victories and that main victory because you get cash money. That's one of the things I'm looking out for, Tim. And we see the guys kind of getting warmed out there. I do want to give a shout out to our chat here. If you're tuning in here, we saw a shout out to one of the fans there, the 421. You got this. Any other fans out there? We kind of want to give the chat kind of an opportunity to kind of shout out their favorite driver, who they have an eye on, who they think is going to take home the victory in tonight's main event. Exciting racing so far. So if you've been tuning in with us, you have seen some great iRacing so far tonight. So I do want to give you an opportunity to shout out your favorite driver, your favorite team. We do have 8 drivers from the Vigilante Racing League tonight. So we'll see if any of those, or 9 drivers, excuse me, see if any of those drivers can take home that victory.
Looks like Crazy Bomb 305 is rooting for the 21 truck. 21 truck is Jonah Long. I think I remember her from last night. I think his grandma was here last night too. So Jonah Long's got quite the following in that number 21 truck.
Hey, shout out to Jonah for that. He's got the fans going on, so we'll see if he can take home that victory tonight.
Now, what I'm looking for here tonight, Will, is there's going to be a lot of speed, a lot more speed than what we saw last night in the ARCA cars. The ARCA cars were going about 200 to 205 to 10, depending on where you were in the pack. These trucks are going to go upwards of 220, 230 miles an hour, depending on, once again, where you are in the pack. Now, there's going to be some guys that are going to stay in the back for the beginning part of this because they don't want to have anything to do with what goes on. But if you ask me, what if I was a racer here tonight, I would be going out there to want to just keep racing as hard as possible, being out front, because every stage, it's kind of like a reset. At the end of the stage, all drivers get put back on the lead lap. So if you're stuck in an accident, you have the ability to come back up, no issues.
And I do love the format, Tim. I do love how these races are put on by Ray. We saw it in those heat races there. Even with the cautions, you have a caution, and it might just entail maybe 1 or 2 guys or 1 or 2 drivers, and the race keeps going on. So unless it's a big thing where a lot of drivers involved, you just keep racing. So do want to give a shout out to Jason Long there in the chat. We do have some more chat, so we'll see. We got Let's Go number 29 from IVS 502 shouting out the number 29 car there. Got Red Nitro 1616 shouting out the number 25 for the win, they say. Got Jason Long saying, well, clearly Jonah Long has got this. Great grandson of Bernard Long. So shout out Bernard Long there. So we'll see who's going to take home tonight's main event victory. We've got a 100-lap shootout tonight. Some colorful paint schemes tonight going on. We see some retro paint schemes. I think keep an eye on that 48 car, that Lowe's Motor Speedway truck. Big runs out of him in that heat number 3 and in the Consolation Race. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the big show, Twin 100 Truck Series tonight. Stage winners do take home some cash money, and that main event winner is going to take home some cash as well. We got a shout out for the 84 car there from Amanda. Probably gonna mispronounce your last name, but Wetham. See some exciting racing. We've seen it so far. You know, a lot of you are maybe viewing from places that are frozen over right now, so maybe we'll bring the heat main event race brought to you by the Big Show. And we see the pace car leading them out here. We see the Fanta orange soda truck there, driven by Ray Garcia, who got an automatic qualifying bid tonight's main event. Big run out of him. We saw some confidence out of him, so we'll see, though, if that cooldown period for him is going to be an advantage or disadvantage for having not to run those heat races like the other drivers who are still probably a little bit warmed up from those races that they did. See if Ray can hold it down. We do want to give him a shout out as we are talking about him as our pole winner for putting on tonight's race. He does a great job putting on these chassis and a lot of speed in these trucks. I personally enjoy broadcasting these races because you see a lot of competitive racing from the drivers in this iRacing series, and we do appreciate Ray for that. And we'll see if Ray can take home the victory in his own race. That would be like the Rams taking home the Super Bowl in LA. So we shall see who's going to win this main event.
And I just realized my mic was muted that whole time. So that's wonderful.
Oh, no problem. Coming down into 1 and 2 here.
I was
Ray
giving
Garcia.
a shout out to Jamie Shaw and Danny Shaw. They're both sponsoring tonight's Stage 1 from Grand Bend, Canada. Drivers of the 14 and the 29 here tonight. You'll see a lot of them because they are hot at this track. Yesterday they were showing a big speed and running that outside lane as we see that 55 of Wittenberg go to the high side.
You see, shout out to those Canadian drivers, as I've mentioned throughout the broadcast here. We've
got a wreck.
Oh,
A
that big
big
wreck
one.
already on the front stretch. Tim 2 laps in already. Big wreck in the middle of the pack there. See a lot of drivers mixed up into that.
Oh,
Man, big wreck. Right in the middle of the pack there. But no caution yet, though. We still see Ray Garcia in that 00 car leading him around there in that Fanta orange soda car. Seeing the cars getting, as we mentioned, a new term for it, squirrely over there in the behind him. They're trying to figure out which lane's going to work best for him. We see the 13 car really aggressive, pushing the 00 right behind him in that P2. Seen some speed on the outside lane as well. Let's see which tandem's going to stack up there. We got 100 laps in tonight's main event.
it looks like we've got a breakaway of about 12 drivers. This is the tail end of that group right there. John Kazaza in that number 15 truck. And then go back a little bit. Danny Shaw in that 17. And then TJ Kobier in that number 88. As these guys are tracking them down. Pokemon car, like that.
Gotta appreciate the Pokemon car. Shout out to Mewtwo as my favorite Pokemon. I just want to shout out there. My Pokemon knowledge basically ends with the original Pokemon. I've tried to get into it recently, but I don't know any of the new ones. So
let's go Gengar. I think around lap 10 or so, they'll probably throw the caution, or 8. Not sure for that caution or for that wreck. What Ray expressed to us and explained to us was that, you know, they know that the wreck happened, they know that it's there, but they'll get all the guys racked back up here later in the segment and then give it a go again. And technically, there's only supposed to be one caution per segment. Now, if a major wreck happens where it takes out from the front to the back, they do a re-rack then as well. So it's very situational, and it gives all these guys a chance at that cold, hard cash here tonight.
And that's what you want to take home. You want to take home that cold hard cash. And We saw some aggressive driving in those heat races, and I know the drivers know what's on the line in tonight's race. So we'll see, see who's going to take it home. We'll see aggressive racing already 5 laps right into this main event race tonight. Brought to you by the Big Show. This is the Big Show Twin 100. This is the Truck Series event. We raced ARCA cars last night, so a lot of speed out of these trucks so far tonight, Tim.
Yeah, and I'm quite surprised compared to the cars from last night and to today. These trucks really stay right next to each other, unlike the cars where it was hard to get up there. But these trucks, they get a lot of speed in that outside lane and just go.
And you're seeing that middle lane, a lot of speed coming around there. And you already see is that a lapped car there on the outside there, Tim?
Yeah, that's Greg Dobson in the 085.
Hey, you're only 6 laps in, so even though you might be feeling a little bit bummed out what's going on right now on your simulator, still a lot more race to go, so you can still get a good finish. Hey, top 5 places pay in this main event race, so a lot of things can still happen.
I just know Greg has had such a hard time between yesterday and today. As you see, I think he just spun on accident going down to near the pit road. Well, he'll get back up there.
Yeah. And as I mentioned, the top 5 places pay in tonight's main event race. So a lot to still race for, even though you might... And we've seen in these last heat races, there are going to be accidents. There are going to be a lot of drivers that might get taken out from unfortunate events. So you might be able to sneak in, maybe get you a victory in one of these stage races, or get you that main event victory, or finish in the top 5, take home some of that cash. So we'll see what these drivers have in stage tonight. But 100 laps into this main event race, brought to you by the Big Show. This is the Big Show Twin 100 Truck Series race. And we're seeing big racing out of the leaders here.
Oh, a lot of shuffling going on down at the low line. Yellow flag is out. That's why they were all trying to slow up. I see. So lap 8 here, they're going to throw the caution flag, get these guys racked back up.
Great racing so far, Tim.
Yeah, this is where things get dangerous. You rack everybody back up. Everybody's back together. I do want to say the number 48 has been in the pit road for about 1 minute and 13 seconds. He's currently shown in last place.
And while we do have this caution here, I do want to give a shout out to Grand Bend, Canada, because that is our stage 1 sponsors here tonight, Danny Shaw and Jamie Shaw, and that 29 and that 14 machines. We'll see what kind of run they have in store tonight. I'm a little biased because they beat USA Soccer tonight. I'm going to keep mentioning that because I'm a little bummed about that. But big shout out to them for sponsoring our stage 1 tonight in this main event. Good luck to those boys in tonight's race, and we'll see what they have in store too.
Yeah, and right now, let's take a look and see where they are on the lineup. Right now, they're sitting 10th and 11th. Right now, working together, up 9 spots, up 7 spots for both these guys as they race their way to the front. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a father-son duo.
Nothing better, Tim. Nothing better than the father-son jumping on the simulator together and giving these boys a little bit of a run for their money. And we'll see. They're just outside the money right now. So we'll see. Like I said, there's going to be some more action in this race. So see if those Canadians can kind of sneak in there and take home some cash. Wouldn't that be something if a father-son combo took home some cash?
That would be awesome. That'd be the dream right there.
Man.
Randy Miles coming down pit road. Larry, Eddie. A lot of these guys coming down pit road to top off and maybe, short pit. So going into stage 2, they'll be able to go down pit road, take less fuel, and get right back out there and gain some spots coming out the other side.
And for some of the viewers that may have missed last night's race or may are just tuning in, how do these pit stops work for the main event?
So basically, they just they're coming in to top off on fuel, so that way, I believe. So right now, he keeps topping off. Wants the most amount of gas that he can get, because when he comes into that second stage, he's banking on the fact that he's gonna have more gas than those other guys. Stay out and go up to the lead, while the other guys are just now coming back out on the track, and they're gonna have to pass everybody that they get behind at that point.
All right, so just a little gas and go then.
Right.
There we go. Nothing too crazy, just a little fuel there. We see the 48 there, driven by Willie, coming around there on the 28. He is my pick for tonight's main event. We saw great speed out of him in heat number 3. Unfortunately, got caught up there in a late accident. Got pushed into that Consolation Race, took home the victory. Actually, P2 in that Consolation Race. It was a photo finish. Took home P2 in that Consolation Race. We see him in tonight's main event, running around here, rocking that 48 Lowe's Motor Speedway paint scheme. Big shout out to that. Not sure how Jimmy Johnson finished in the Rolex Series. I don't know if he raced in that or if he's going to race in that, but big shout out to that. Do appreciate those old school paint jobs, Tim. And about 10 laps in, we are loving tonight's action so far. And big shout out to the viewers tonight for tuning in. 10-4 Broadcasting for putting on tonight's race. We are broadcasting live on Facebook, I believe, YouTube, and Twitch. So if you do want to tune in or want to send anybody a link to that, do give us a shout out, like, share, all that good stuff. This is exciting racing, and Tim, I wouldn't want to have it any other way. I know we're doing it on Championship Sunday, but if you do want to pull it up on your phone while you're watching the game or whatever, you don't want to miss this action either.
I will give you an update. By the way, Helio Castroneves won the Rolex 24.
Man.
Now, he's a beast. I don't care what anybody says. But Jimmy Johnson, when I woke up this morning, I saw that he actually got into the back of somebody, and so it really messed up his bid to win the Rolex.
Oh, man. Bummer for him. But I am excited to see what he's going to do on the IndyCar Series. I think he is racing a full series next year, though.
Yep.
Excited to see what he can do in that. He's always been that type of driver. Very methodical, very analytical. And that's what IndyCar Series is. You got to be very millisecond with everything. So we'll see how he does in that series. But back to the racing we have here, Tim. We are 11 laps into this main event race tonight, brought to you by the Big Show. This is the Big Show Twin 100 Truck Series. We ran ARCA's last night. We'll see who's going to take home this Stage 1 victory in tonight's race. Take home that cash money. We are giving out cash money for each stage victory and cash money to that. Oh, we see a big move out of the pace car there. We are leading him to the line there, Tim.
Green flag is in the air. See Ray Garcia in second in line on that bottom row, trying to find a good, let's see, good scene to see all the trucks heading into turn 1. There we go.
Big view, big outside view. Then you see that coming into 1 and 2. You see how some of the drivers get fouled out to that outside lane there. It's not really the place you want to be.
Oh, we got somebody disappearing. Where did he go? Jonah Long in the 21.
See a few connection issues there out of the drivers here. Coming down into 3 and 4. No change in lead, though. Few drivers. Oh, we have contact on the back of the pack there. Coming around 3 and 4, they're now coming out on the front stretch. Big run.
Not
Holding
sure.
down that lead.
I'm still trying to figure out where Jonah Long has ended up.
Looks like he is registering as.
There he is.
Oh, he's back on the track there. There we go.
Back up front here. Man, these guys, this is that was a really good restart from these guys. And Simon Surgis or Sergius in that 020 psychedelic car or truck, leading that outside lane. Ooh. Ray Garcia gets a little tight and loose there coming off the corner. Gives Wittenberg a big push down the front stretch. I'm just taking in everything that's going on the track right now. 3 wide, 3 by 3 by 3 from the lead on back about 5 rows. Anyone messes up, that's big danger for the whole field.
And sometimes you gotta do that, Tim. Sometimes you just gotta let the trucks do their thing. You know, kind of gotta let the sound of the engines kind of like feed it out.
Oh, a lot of guys moving around. Man, look at that. That's such a beautiful sight. That outside lane led by the number 90 of Scott. Oh, and there's a wreck.
Big wreck. No caution yet, though, Tim. As I mentioned in the broadcast before, I do appreciate this format.
Oh, yeah, me too. And I don't think there's going to be a caution for that. It looks like it was only one driver, maybe 2. Looks like Larry Eddy was involved, Juan Marshall, Jarrett Woodard.
Still racing, though, Tim.
Yeah.
Seeing some really good racing, though.
A lot of squirrely action there in the pack, kind of holding it down there. Not a lot of changes out of the leader, though. Seeing kind of cool, kind of keeping they're cool out in the lead, kind of holding it down there. 16 laps.
I was going to say Kelly is just knocking this out of the park right now, taking the rest of the field to school.
And wouldn't you see it, Tim? That 00 of Ray Garcia is creeping up into that top 5.
Sitting in P3 right now.
He started on the pole, and he is walking into this main event race with a little bit of swagger. He does want to find a tandem partner, though, because what can happen in that P3 position, though, you start kind of drifting in that middle lane. There's a lot of speed behind you. You get caught up. We've saw it in the heat races there. You get in that middle lane, you get caught up, you lose everything. So big risk, big reward. We'll see if anybody can take down our leader, though. No lead changes yet, though, except for that one lead we saw to take over the lead from Ray, and it's been the same thing ever since. They're 18 laps into this main event race, brought to you by the Big Show Twin 100 Truck Series tonight, brought to you by the Big Show and Ray Garcia. It was an awesome job putting on tonight's race. Big shout out to the viewers as well, tuning in to 10-4 Broadcasting. We do appreciate everybody tuning in, catching this exciting race. Ooh, it kind of pulled out there.
That was the 40 of Jeff Napier.
Got a little
Napier.
Squirrely.
He saved it, got back on the track. No harm, no foul. Now, I will tell you another rule that forgot to mention to you. The last lap of the main event, all bets are off. The apron is usable track. So that yellow line, anything below that, you can use that to get around people. It's dangerous, but you can use it.
I wouldn't want to, Tim. That is a slippery place to be. I do not want to be there. Seeing some of that 55s up there with it looks like the 07s up there as well. Get the 15. The 01 up there, the 55 of Wittenberg. Wittenberg's shown some great speed tonight as well. Ray Garcia up there.
He is just pushing Kelly so well in that inside lane. Nobody can get around him.
No, big runs. Holding it down. And that's one of the things I had mentioned about bullet points in the pre-race there is if you can get the lead, can you hold down the lead? That's one of the big things I had mentioned because there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of speed. As you can see, as the viewers can see, there's about 3 or 4 wide there on the stretch there. If you can hold it down, I think you can take tonight's victory, but it's whether or not you have the speed, you have the mindset to be able to hold down that lead. And as I'm saying, we're seeing some big runs on the outside lane.
Now, I will say yesterday we had a total of 49 lead changes.
Nothing yet. I think we had maybe one so
We've
far.
had one, yeah.
And
Taking a look
Ray
at
kinda making a move, trying to work his way back up there.
On board with Ricky Wittenberg right now. That inside lane is as a break right there. That's going to hurt them, but the 29 drops down into that hole, and that's going to push them back forward. Now the hole exists on the top lane. All the way back to the 5 from the 48. And look at that, Michael Willie, who just before the last green flag, he was all the way back in last place. Now up here in sitting in P6.
Let's do it. Michael Willie holding it down at 48. He was one of the guys I had mentioned too to keep an eye on in tonight's race. Riding on board here.
These guys doing a great job of holding it down. Been caution free for about 20-ish laps.
And for the viewers that are tuning in late, maybe they were celebrating that Bengals victory in the AFC Championship
All right.
game. How many laps are in each stage in tonight's main event?
25. Oh, and the 62 hard in the outside wall. Still green.
Oh, no.
Bill Sleep. No longer sleeping after that ride.
Oh, man.
Oh, and the 905. Big wreck out of the 22 and 905.
We saw big runs out of the 905 in the heat racing.
That hurt that inside lane. Now look at the outside lane. Pushing forward.
Yeah.
Simon Sergius.
We got one lap to go, Tim, in the first stage.
Correct.
1 lap to go. Who is going to be your stage 1 winner?
Kelly
Taking home
comes
that
fighting
cash
back
money.
on that inside lane with Ricky Wittenberg pushing him. Ray Garcia just behind him. Outside pushing back, though, led by Simon Sergius. Being pushed by John
Oh, you
Kazaza.
see Ray go to the inside. Is he going to make it? No, he's going to follow back in there.
Ricky Wittenberg, thank you.
Oh, you see Ray go to make a move and pull back. We see coming down the front stretch here. Who's going to take the stage 1 victory?
Oh, and there's a wreck in the back, 29.
Oh, big wreck behind him. Big wreck.
Kelly's going to take it home.
It's going to be Kelly Cool.
And a big wreck in the back of the pack.
Oh, man.
Just as they cross the line. Kelly's taking home that cold hard cash of $25 though.
Woof.
Big money.
Great job by Kelly there on that first segment.
Big race there. And we saw Willie get caught up in that 48 there.
We did.
There's no damage though, Tim, right?
Correct.
Awesome.
That still messes up your position.
It does. There is some sort of damage. Maybe it's not physical damage, but
It's all
definitely
mental.
gonna damage you. Yeah, right. Exactly. Gonna lose some positions. Gonna lose that confidence you had. Gonna think you had something going, then you get caught up in an event like that. But big win there. I don't want to say that was. I mean, once they got out in the lead there, they held it down there, Tim. And once they kind of figured out their line, they kind of worked together. You'll see that in these next couple stages here. You see which drivers want to kind of tandem up, which power is going to work
So
best for you. It's going to be
it
the
looks
inside
like
lane.
Kelly and Ricky are with VRL. So
Hey.
teammates right there. 1-2.
Big shout out to VRA, Vigilante Racing League. They got 9 drivers in tonight's racing. So big shout out to Kelly Cool there, keeping it cool, taking home that stage 1 victory. Big shout out.
We're going to go ahead and pull down Kelly, get a word. Hey, Kelly, it's Tim and Will up in the booth. You got a copy?
This Kelly, yeah.
So you making it look easy out there.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I got Ricky behind me. That was he helped me win that stage. So
Well, you're taking home the $25 from that stage win. It's
okay.
it's kind of like doubling your money. You win the next one, you double your money. So
Well, that's the goal here, to try to win them all.
hey, there you go. That's $175 right there.
Well, we're gonna
Talking
try,
to-
man.
Talking to Kelly Cool here, our stage 1 winner in this main event race here. Is there anything that you kind of figured out in the heat racing there that you guys kind of brought over to this main event here? Because it seemed like once you guys got out to the lead there, you just held it down, kept it forward, and took home the victory.
Man, it's just trying to avoid the wrecks. Just stay in the draft. Try not to lose my teammates. I'm sorry, I'm just pulling out of the pits now.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, just I hear they're just wrecking all behind me and stuff, and it's I'm just trying to concentrate, working with my teammate here. So
Well, good luck, Kelly, and hopefully we'll talk to you later on in the race.
yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Good luck. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Oh, anybody want to give a shout out to real quick?
Oh, yeah, well, we have you.
yeah, the Vigilante Racing League guys, and
Okay.
Acacia. I don't know if she's watching or not, but that's my daughter. Hopefully, she's so homesick right now. So
Oh, that's too bad. Well, shout out to her and shout out to the Vigilante Racing League. You guys are definitely putting on a show tonight, so good luck
Alright.
in this main event.
all right, thanks, guys.
Of course.
Thanks, Kelly. That was Kelly Cool doing a great job bringing home that victory for stage 1. In the chat, we've got excellent stage when Kelly Cool. Go Vigilante. Kelly is the man. That's from Albert Anderson over on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in, Albert. And JG Britt says we are 1 for 1 so far. They love working together. They really do. They've got that inside lane under lock. I don't know how anybody's going to get that out of their hands.
And with 9 drivers in tonight's field, or tonight's racing, not sure how many drivers moved on from the Consolation Racing, but you see they have a plan in mind. I don't think he wanted to give too many secrets away what they have going on, but I think they figured out some strategy there in the heat racing of what works and what you need to do to take home these victories.
Yeah, and it looks like coming back to green flag. Everyone's back on the lead lap right now. Larry Eddy in 30th place. Dave Mayberry in 31st. As we come back up front, Ray Garcia is going to bring us to the green flag for this restart on stage 2. Before we get started on stage 2, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Greg Blazin, U.S. Air Force veteran from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, driving a Bumblebee Tuna 23 truck. I want to thank him for coming on board. Trying to think if he made it into tonight's race, because I know he was in the... I do not see his name. That's unfortunate. Greg's always a great driver, but he got stuck in the Consolation Race, and unfortunately it doesn't look like he got to move on.
That's unfortunate for Greg, but I do want to give a shout out to him and thank him for his service. We do all appreciate that, and man, if he could have made this main event, I'm not seeing his name on the grid either, but I do want to give a shout out to him being our stage Stage 2 sponsor tonight. Leading them to the line here, we got Ray Garcia in the 00 car, Tim. Let's see how this pans out. We got 25 laps in the Stage 2.
He's got Vigilante Racing League all over him. You got the 55, the 01, and the 020. All part of the Vigilante Racing League, so good luck to Ray.
Coming around in the 1 and 2 here, Ray Garcia in the 00. Kelly Cool right behind him.
See if we
That
can get
VRL
a
speed.
wide look.
Ray Garcia rocking that Fanta Orange car tonight. Coming in with a lot of confidence. He is our pole winner in tonight's main event. Got that automatic qualifying spot for taking home that. And we asked him about that run, Tim, and he said, "Oh, it'll hold." So he's coming in with a lot of confidence.
And there they go. All three, Vigilante Racing League, are on the outside of Ray. They're going to go right around him. And now they're going to dive down to the inside lane, and now it's the battle's back to take it over from him.
And you're seeing that 2-car tandem again jump right back out between Kelly Cool and I believe it's that, is it Sturgis or?
Sturgis. Yeah, it's Simon Sturgis.
There we go, Sturgis.
Who is joining us from the UK, Ireland. It's the middle of the night there.
Yes, it is. I was going to say the time difference. I just looked at my clock to see what the time difference is, and give a shout out to him. He's putting it on in the middle of the night, though. He is holding it down, working with his teammates there from VRL Racing. So, hey, it's worth it if you can take home some cash.
A very unique opportunity for guys from across the world to join a league like this when it's, I mean, it's just turning nighttime here, but it's the middle of the night there. That's commitment as well on his part.
That's one of the things that iRacing kind of brings for everybody, gives everybody an opportunity from everywhere. I know we've broadcasted some races where we've had kids, we've had teenagers. In tonight's race, we have people from Brazil, the UK. I mean, it's iRacing kind of brings that for everybody, gives everybody an equal opportunity. Doesn't matter what you have, if you have a full-blown simulator or just a steering wheel. You know, if you can win races, you can win races. So give a shout out to all our international drivers and all of our drivers from everywhere tonight. And tonight's a main event, the Big Show Twin 100.
Whoa!
Let's see.
I saw something happen.
Something's
going on.
Yeah, big wreck back there.
Oh, my game's freaking out. 25 trucks involved. Austin Paul is where I saw it start. We're going to go back and try to take a look. If I can find it.
32 laps in so far there.
Looking at that gold Omega Racing Experience car or truck. I think it may have happened a lap later. I'll try to. Yeah, here we go. Watching that gold truck. Oh, right there.
Whoa, came down quick, right in the middle of the pack.
Oh,
You don't
right up
see that
into
very
everybody
often.
else.
And the 905 was just caught up from him trying to get back up into the track. And back to the racing here, back to the lead. Not much has changed though, Tim. We still have that VRL squad there holding it down there, 1, 2, 3.
You know, I think it's going to be hard for anybody to beat these guys. They're going to have to break them up somehow.
We got my pick in fourth though, Tim. We saw a lot of speed from him in the heat races, so I think he's
Yep.
going to try to show what he has in store. But like you mentioned though, we saw in that first stage, it was just the 2-car tandem. They held it down, and that's one of the things I mentioned in my bullet points to start the race is if you can get the lead and you can hold it down, there's not much that can happen to you. You find the right partner to push you along. It might be a rough night for the rest of the drivers in tonight's field. Coming around here with about 34 to go. We still have Kelly Cool leading it in racing for VRL Vigilante Racing League here. Surge is right behind him. Got Wittenberg in the number 3 position.
Billy in that fourth position, that 48 car, and Ray Garcia in that 00 car, our pole winner in tonight's main event race, coming around to the backstretch here.
We're going to take a look at our biggest movers of the race. Sylvian back here in the 66 truck. He is up 16 spots since the drop of the green flag, up there representing Canada. Up to 12th spot right now. He can see the leader. Oh, in the 7 truck.
Big movement from the back of the
Great
car.
save by Jess Vaught. Man.
Big movement from the back of the pack there. You don't see that, though. You'll see a lot of the drivers kind of trying to figure out what's going to work best for them, what's going to be the best movement, where to go, which lines to run. A lot on the line, Tim, but as we see, the VRL Racing League, Vigilante Racing League, the VRL drivers, are really showing their skill in tonight's race. Not seeing a lot of change out of the top two. The way they're holding it down, we got about, I'd say, if I'm seeing it correctly, 14 laps to go in the stage 2. And the way it's looking, Tim, I think we might have back-to-back stage victors. Or if they want to switch it out and maybe hook up their friend with $25, I think it might be that here in this stage 2.
Oh, that's true too.
I've seen it in Madden tournaments, but I don't think we'll see it tonight. I think everybody wants to take home that cash.
But Kelly's just dominating, leading this race. I think we're up to maybe 2 or 3 lead changes now.
And that just really shows the skill of the drivers in tonight's race. You see that they've kind of come in with a plan, with a strategy of how to win tonight's race. And you're really seeing it out of Kelly Cool and Surges up there racing for Vigilante Racing League, coming down with about 38 laps into this main event race, coming down to 1 and 2. So we got Kelly Cool leading around at the backstretch now. We got Surges right behind him, Wittenberg in that 3 position coming around the backstretch here, Tim.
And this is the most I've seen these guys drive single file from last night to tonight in the Big Show Twin 100s. I think they're just kind of settling down. They realize it's a long race. Long way to go. Oh, I did see some wrecking back here.
Again.
Yes.
Wreck again out of those drivers in the back there.
Just Vaught involved. Greg Dobson. Couple, but whoa! 29 of Dave Mayberry.
Up on the track there.
Trying to get sped back up. Now back up front. They're catching the 25 truck of Douglas Ross Jr. Gonna be putting him a letdown.
Seeing some squirrely moves there out of the 48. Maybe he's trying to make a move there with Ray Garcia in that 00. Still seeing Kelly Cool there leading Surges around there. Seeing that 25 car and that Pepsi machine getting lapped. Riding on board here. You're really seeing Ray kind of work that steering wheel a little bit. Trying to get don't know what kind of equipment he has, but trying to get the most out of his money out of that wheel, that's for sure. We're around to 1 and 2 here. Do want to give a shout out to our
Caution
chat here.
out.
We got caution is out. Only our 3rd caution of the race so far, Tim. And as that was coming out, I did want to give a shout out to our chat. We did have another VRL racing fan in the chat from Chan the Man 72. VRL always work great together. That is true. We are seeing it tonight in tonight's race. We are 40 laps in. I believe there is about 10 laps left in this stage 2. And while we have a moment there, Tim, I do want to give a shout out to our stage 2 sponsor, Greg Blazin, who is a U.S. Air Force veteran. Shout out to his service, and thank you very much, sir, for that. He is not in tonight's main event, did not qualify, unfortunately, for that, but do want to give a shout out for him for sponsoring our Stage 2. There he is in that Bumblebee Tuna number 23 truck out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And again, do want to give a shout out for him and his service to our country
a U.S. Air Force veteran. And, man, this is, unfortunately, he's not in this main event, Tim, but, man, what can you say? What can you, this is something, man. This is great racing tonight.
It really is, and it shows the skill level of these drivers. You look at last night and how many cautions we had, and we look at tonight. Big difference in comfortability, control of the vehicles, and just it's just going to get better and better as the night goes on. It's going to come down to, you think of heat number 3, how that ended. I could see that's how tonight's main event's going to end.
And as an iRacing driver yourself, I believe this is the iRacing Super Speedway.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that they should be kind of? I know we're 41 laps in here. Some of the things they should be kind of watching out for if you want to build that speed to take out these VRL racing guys.
Well, what's going to have to happen here is, they've got a team of 3 guys right now running 1, 2, 3. You're going to need at least 4 or 5 on that outside lane to get around them and stay around them. So until you can get that many guys together, it's going to be a very hard pass to get around all these guys.
Oh, yeah. And you're seeing it, Tim. You're seeing them hold it down there. 1, 2. You saw it in stage 1. We've got about 8 laps, maybe 7 laps to go in stage 2, depending on when the pace car pulls off here. It's just going to be hard. I think a 4-car tandem, as you mentioned, might be able to take it off there. We're seeing the 48 car of Michael Willie there, Ray Garcia right behind him. That might be, see one of the Shaw brothers there right behind him. That might be the tandem you see to take out the lead.
And when I say that's what they're going to need, they're going to have to be nose to tail. And no, you can't even fit a piece of paper between the front and the back of that truck. That's how close they're going to have to be to get around them.
And there we go. We see the pace car leading them around here. And do want to give a shout out to Greg or Albert Anderson in the chat for saying Greg Blazin is the man, great racer and great all-around guy. And I'm sure Greg appreciates that. I'm sure Greg wants to be in this main event race here tonight. And man, big racing so far.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to go back green with about 7 to go in this stage.
7-lap shootout to see who's going to be our stage 2 victor. In this 100-lap, I'm going to say shootout to see who's going to be our main event champion here. See Kelly Cool leading them down across the line into 1 and 2. Kelly Cool has been keeping it cool all night long. Hasn't given up the lead much at all in tonight's race. Again, seeing a big run there. But we are seeing his teammate there kind of get a little squirrely right behind him, trying to figure out what the move's going to be. Maybe they're communicating with each other. Maybe they're talking about who's going to be able to take home this victory. Maybe they're going to share that 25. Maybe they say maybe the teammate can take the 25. Getting a good look at the rest of the field here. Great racing tonight, as Tim mentioned. It's been a little single file racing there, but big runs from the outside lanes there. A lot of action on outside lanes. But it has been the Vigilante Racing League. That has been the story tonight, Tim. They have come in and they have shown a lot of skill out of those drivers tonight.
And I'll say, I expected as soon as the green flag dropped, Simon dropped right in behind Kelly. Can't say I expected anything different. And that left Michael Willie to the outside all by himself, so he had to wait and then dive back in behind the 55. You see him going to the outside of the 55 now, but really doesn't have any help, so he's probably going to just drop right back in to that low liner. It looks like he's going to stay with Shaw and Garcia on the outside.
We're seeing the draft come quick there. Big run. That's what happens when you get left by yourself. But that is a tandem they need to build up.
Oh! That 13 car truck really pushed, and that really slowed up the 14 and the double zeros momentum trying to check up and get that 48. And now they're just going to have to take their losses and jump in line as we come down to about 5 laps to go here in this stage.
5 laps to go, as you mentioned, Tim, but it has been the Kelly Cool story for the majority of tonight's race. We didn't see much action out of the VRL racing guys. In the heat racing, maybe we just weren't keeping an eye on them as we should have, but they have come into this main event and they have showed out. They have held it down and they have done everything right. They have done everything they need to do to take home stage victories and hopefully take home that main event victory as well.
4 laps to go that time by, and you can see all the way back to about 15th, single file.
Kind of reminds me of the old Nokia phones that had Snake on it, where there's a big line going all the way back.
That's
But
good.
I think with about 4 laps to go here in this stage 2, we are going to see the drivers get a little bit more squirrely. Shout out Squirrely Dan there. And we're going to see some big moves. But on the other hand, if they can't tandem up and make moves, I think we just might see a back-to-back stage victors here.
And here's the issue I'm going to point out right now. Now the front 4 are VRL league members, so good luck getting around a pack of 4.
And that's the worst thing to know as a driver, that the top 4 is all the same team. But maybe it's not such a good thing if you are racing for VRL, knowing your teammate's right behind you and you're going to have to make a block on your teammate, or you're going to have to move your teammate out of the way. So either way, not going to come down to that just yet. Maybe not in these stage runs, but big show out of them tonight there. And if they have social media, you might want to go give them a follow, give them a like, because they are some skilled drivers, and we're seeing some great racing out of them tonight.
Look at that. This is what I mean by nose to tail. That 0-20 is not letting off the back bumper of that 0-1 from Kelly Cool.
Oh, no. They are slingshot engaged, shake and bake, any other Talladega Nights reference you want to use. They are Ricky Bobby. They are Dale. They are holding it down. They are not giving it up there. 1-2 has been 1-2 with about 2 laps to go here in the stage 2, brought to you by Greg Blazin, a U.S. Air Force veteran. In the big show, Twin 100 Truck Series tonight. Man, Kelly Cool leading them in the line. It's going to be the final lap of stage 2 here.
White flag is in the air. And the 14 is going to look to the outside. Is anybody going to go with him? No. Tries to come back down in front of the 13. Thought maybe he was going to get some help there.
He's getting a little squirrely on that back bumper there of Kelly Cool. See if Sturgis makes
Oh,
a
and
move
look,
here.
everybody go to the outside lane.
Let's see if we see any moves there. We got Wittenberg trying to think about it. He's moving there.
That outside lane knows that it's the only way they're going to get around these guys.
3 and 4. Got 3 and 4. Kelly Cool still leading him around. Looks like he is going to be clear sailing to the line. Kelly Cool. We got a big run out of the outside though. See if he's going to have enough speed. Kelly Cool.
Slow-mo.
Looks like he's going to lead them to the line. It's going to be Kelly
2
Cool.
for 2.
2 for 2 in tonight's main event. Man, he is $50 richer. That can't be. Oh, that's got to be a huge confidence boost going to stage 3. He has been racing very impressively. Some of the most impressive iRacing I have ever seen since I've started broadcasting. Man, Tim, it's just been the VRL show. I mean, we call it the Big Show, Twin Peaks Race Series, but it's been the VRL show tonight, Tim.
And as we kind of watch everybody get filed back up there, do want to give a shout out to Albert Anderson, who is watching us on Facebook. He says, congratulations to my buddy Kelly Cool for another stage win. So we've got some Kelly Cool fans in the chat. Another shout out to Josh there, watching us on YouTube. Kelly is one cool customer. Love that guy. There we go. Big shout out to Josh for that, and also Josh for the other chat. VRL 2 for 2. That is right. They are racing
$50
their tails off. I know, $50, Tim. I mean, they are racing their tails off tonight. Big racing from VRL.
I actually need to go take a look and see the NFL score. That's 49ers winning at the halftime, 10-7 for anybody who isn't able to watch the game.
There we go. Perfect. Hit that halftime bet, I suppose.
So, Tim, as we're heading into stage 3 here, what are some of the things you can recap for some of the viewers that are tuning in late? What are some of the things that we've seen so far in tonight's racing?
Well, tonight, if you watched last night and you watched tonight, two totally different scenarios here. As you see the drivers coming down pit road right now during this break in between stage 2 and 3. These drivers here tonight have been so much more calm and collective as a unit than last night's race. Last night's race was the issue between last night and tonight. Last night, the ARCA cars do not line up bumper to bumper. So when you go to push somebody, you actually lift the back tires off the ground in these ARCA cars. But with these trucks, they line up square. You can push them, bump them, and these trucks can take a lot more of a beating than those cars can. That's why you see a lot of guys able to save their trucks here tonight. We've seen some guys get squirrely, sideways, save it, keep going. And that right there is why tonight's race is so much more calm and collective, is these trucks can take a beating.
Man, we've seen it so far, Tim. We've seen a lot of action throughout the heat races and into this main event race. And do want to give a shout out to some more fans watching us on YouTube. We got Josh there saying that maybe Kelly can buy him some Cullivers with his winnings. Hey, maybe he can be a pal. I've never had Cullivers chicken before. Maybe I'm missing out, but
Hey,
we also got that.
Josh is on to something. I think he should buy us all dinner.
There we go. It takes home another stage victory. Probably could. Do have another shout out to Chan the Man there, 72. Let's go VRL. So definitely some VRL fans in tonight's chat. And again, if they have social media, definitely go give them a follow. Give them a like, all that good stuff, because they are showing out. They are definitely showing out some great iRacing tonight. And Tim, this has been quite a treat. Thank you for having me. And it's a bummer that I missed last night's race, but I am glad to be here tonight.
Well, as you can see on the back of Kelly Cool's truck, if you want to check out VRL, go to vigilanteracing.com. I didn't intend for that to happen. I just went to that camera and there it was. So make sure you check out their website if you want to find a league to race with.
And while we have a second, Tim, do you want to shout out our Stage 3 sponsor?
Oh, yes. Our Stage 3 sponsor is brought to us by Team Kazaza from Danbury, Connecticut. Fortunately, last night he did not get the race. He's here tonight. They had a lot of snow up there in Connecticut and that northeastern part of the U.S. So he wasn't able to race last night. But here tonight, driving that number 15, I believe. Let me go take a look at the list. No, he is in the 13. I'm sorry. So Michael is here in tonight's race representing Connecticut in that number 13.
Hey, shout out to him for making tonight's race. I know they've gotten a lot of snow up there, and it's been crazy. But do want to give a shout out to, it was Team Kazaza?
Yes.
There we go. I got it. I thought I'd give it one shot at it, but I got it on the first go. There we go. So shout out to Team Kazaza for sponsoring our Stage 3 tonight in the main event, brought to you by The Big Show. We are broadcasting this live via 10-4 Broadcasting. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all that good stuff. Definitely go check us out. We usually do super speedway races, but be a lot more racing brought to you soon as we see the pace car pull off there, and we start our Stage 3 in this main event.
Oh, Ray gets loose!
We already got a wreck.
Big
already.
wreck.
Right on the front stretch. So we see Ray Garcia get tied up in that as well. Oh, big wreck. Seeing all the cars pile up. big flips
Oh,
over the pit
man.
wall, and there's a caution out. That just shows-
Big wreck.
Oh, we see Ray Garcia, our pole holder, right there, caught up in that.
I think
Man.
he may have been the cause of that. We're gonna go back and take a look. It looked like he had spun the tires, and it shot him straight down the track. See, I'm trying to find his name to go back. There he is. All right, we're gonna go back and take a look at this. That was a huge wreck.
Right on the front stretch too, and man, we were talking about how exciting tonight's racing is, and there we go. Clear example of it right there. We didn't even get a quarter of a lap through in this stage 3. We already have our first caution.
All right, so we're gonna go rear chase. You see, oh, he had to check up, and then it caused him to spin the tires. He thought the 21 was gonna go faster, and just didn't happen.
Oh,
and
man.
Chaos erupted from there. I mean, trucks all there was just nowhere to go.
There really wasn't, and man,
I know Ray feels bad about that.
But
Simon Surgis is your race leader. Right now, Kelly Cool second. TJ, we've not talked about him. That number 88 Pokemon truck.
the Pokemon, gotta catch them all. And as we mentioned before, Mewtwo's my favorite. So all the original Pokemon. But man, big action there already, Tim. We're not even a quarter of a lap through the stage 3 victory here, and looks like we got Landon Gentry in the chat.
Unfortunately, the interview. Probably. Oh wait, I'm sorry. What was that? Somebody.
Looks like Landon Gentry is in the chat there, watching us on YouTube. Who was maybe requesting an interview.
I'm Landon. Oh yeah, I got you, Landon. Where is he? Let me find him real quick in the. There we go.
Well, we have a second after that big wreck there. Talk to him, see what his point of view was there in that pile up.
Hey, Landon, Tim and Will up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, what happened on that restart?
I have no idea. I just saw cars turning. I tried to go through and I ended up on the other side of the pit wall.
Oh yeah, you did go flying.
Oh,
Let me.
man.
That's right.
A bit of a ride there, Landon.
Yeah.
How do you feel that tonight's race is going for you so far? How do you liking the action?
I'm really liking the action. I feel like it's going good and bad at some parts. I've been caught up in a few wrecks and I've been up there a little bit.
What do you think it's gonna take? What do you think it's gonna take to maybe finish in the top 5, take home some money tonight, or even take home that victory?
Just avoid all the wrecks. Try to get up. Field strategy. I'm gonna try to pit early, so I don't have to take as much fuel on the stage break and get out fast.
Yeah. Talking to Landon Gentry here, we just saw him replay caught up on the front stretch there, got flipped over the front pit wall there. Seeing big runs out of that VRL Racing League, the Vigilante Racing League, holding it down there in the front there, Landon. Do you think anybody's going to have enough speed to take them off that top position?
Ray and a few others are forming up a group to try to get past them soon.
There we go, Landon. Well, we'll let you get back to the racing there. Appreciate you taking the time with us.
Good luck, Landon.
Thank you.
That was Landon Gentry.
We appreciate him.
That number 33. What a wild ride he went for on that caution.
Oh man, went for quite the wild ride. But we are hearing a bit of optimism out of him that the race is not over. Even though we are seeing this Vigilante Racing team hold it down there 1 and 2, they have swapped positions now. We are seeing Surges out in the lead, Kelly Cool number 2. They might do that to kind of share that $25 stage victory money. But we did hear a lot of good things out of Landon Gentry there, a lot of optimism out of his car. I think he is thinking about pitting early. That could be a strategy we see to maybe get out in front of these guys before they have any idea what's going on. But we are seeing the same thing as we've seen in these first 3 stage races here. We are seeing the VRL Vigilante Racing League
holding it down there in the lead, Tim.
Yeah, and these guys, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, top lane gets a little wiggly.
And shout out to our Stage 3 sponsor. I believe that is the number 15 car of Kazaza?
Yes, the 13 and 15.
13 and 15 in Kazaza, but the number 15 car there is running really good. On the inside lane there. He is right behind the... Oh, big move out of Michael Willie there.
So it looks like, yeah, Bill Sleep. Looks like he is around along with Jess Vaught and Greg Dobson caught in another one. Sylvian as well back here in the back as we head back up front. Oh! And the 5 hard.
Oh, hard
Big one.
wreck into the wall there. Hard wreck coming off 3 and 4 there, coming back onto the front stretch.
Man.
Riding on board here.
Green flag still in the air. They just had a caution. They may throw another one later on in this stage, but they want to get some laps under their belt for this one. So, all right, here's the question for you right now. Simon Surge. Oh, and there's Ray Garcia.
Big wreck.
Saves
front
it.
stretch again.
Somehow they saved it and kept going.
We're still racing, boys. Still racing.
So Simon Sergius is your leader right now.
Surges is the leader. Kelly Cool number 2, holding it down there. Wittenberg in the 3 position. Michael Willie in the 4th position. Kazanza in the 5th position. I know I mispronounced that, but this has just been so exciting so far. Big racing so far, Tim. We had a wreck before we even got a quarter of the way through the stage 3. We've seen wrecks so far. Big moves, big exciting things. It's just going to be who's going to be able to take over the lead from this vigilante racing crew that has seemingly taken over the show tonight.
And look at the huge run by that 48 truck, but nobody to help
him.
him.
Coming, Tim. He is coming. But he has no help, as you mentioned. He's going to get caught on the island out there.
Oh, yellow flag is out.
We do have a caution in tonight's stage 3, Tim. Man, that was some big racing there. Man, as we have a break in the action there, do you want to give a shout out to our viewers watching us on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, wherever you're watching. We do appreciate if you give us a like, share, all that good stuff. Do you want to jump over to the chat and see what's going on over there? As we've got about 15 laps left in this stage 3 of the main event in the Big Show Twin 100 Truck Series tonight. We are day 2 of racing. Do you want to jump over there and see what's going on in the chat? We got Chan the Man 72 saying he loves VRL's show. We got Green Cat, Landed Gentry, we spoke to him. We got Anila Tovar says, let's go Eaton. Jason Long says, geez. Jason Long says, bad sport. Maybe they were talking about the restart there, Tim, where the tires got a little spun. We got Crazy Mom 305 says, wow, unbelievable. So maybe another driver that was caught up in that front stretch unfortunate event there. Or maybe just a fan that's upset with what happened. But you see it, though, Tim. You see drivers get caught up. You see the tire spin. You see drivers have to check up a little bit, but...
Well,
it's
and you know,
racing
you can't, I don't fault Ray for what happened there on that restart because as a driver, what I'm trying to do in race position, I'm trying to guess. It's all guesswork.
Right.
When the car and the truck in front of me is going to go, I want to go at the same time. Or, even better, what Ray was trying to do, he was trying to time it just right to where he could step on that gas and go right down the middle and past that 21 truck. I know it wasn't on purpose. It was a racing incident.
no.
But the problem was he was too close to the truck, and that made him check up, and then he lost control of the truck. And that, unfortunately, does happen here at iRacing Superspeedway.
And there's nothing you can really do there, Tim. I mean,
No.
it's either you can let up or you can stay on the gas. I mean, you get let up, you're going to get hit from the rear. If you stay on the gas, you might hit the guy in.
He got it from both ends.
Yeah, there's not much you can do in that situation. And I know a few drivers might be a little upset about what happened, but
I think the drivers should be switching their mindset at what tandems can they build to take out this VRL Racing League, Vigilante Racing League, VRL drivers. They are just coming out tonight and just putting on a show for us, kind of showing the rest of us how to race iRacing, if I can put it frankly, because they have essentially just swapped 1-2 position between Kelly Cool and Surges up there, and it's just been domination all night, Tim.
Now, here's a question for you. Coming to the end of stage 3, you're Kelly Cool. You're behind Surges. You've won $50 already. You want to go around your teammate for that extra 25, make it 75?
Well, that's the thing I think they may have discussed in the chat or maybe over the radio about maybe swapping positions to say, hey, man, why don't you take this 25 and I'll catch the next one. And
I'll catch the next 100.
Exactly. So, because the winner of stage 4 is going to take home that $100.
So
We talked about it in the pre-race there. You can take home some good money tonight in this racing series.
for just a couple hours of work. So for Kelly Cool, he takes home stage 4 victory and the race victory. That's $100 plus the 150 he's already won. That's $150 for just a couple hours of racing. So it doesn't get any better than that, Tim.
Nah.
So,
sign me up.
There you go. That's
easy work right there.
maybe not easy for the rest of the drivers in tonight's field,
But
definitely easy for the VRL team.
And as we mentioned in the broadcast too, before we got into tonight's main event, very mixed field of drivers from all across the country, all across the world. We got drivers from Brazil, UK, Canada, all across the United States. And we do want to thank the drivers for participating in tonight's race. Do appreciate their effort and everything that they give. Put on a show for us, because without the drivers, we would be nothing. So big shout out to everybody participating in tonight's race. Big money on the line, big things on the line, and man, this is a great race. So we see the pace car kind of take them around again. But it's going to be about 63 laps into this 100-lap shootout. It has been exciting so far through the first 3 heat races into this main event. We've seen last lap crashes. We've seen 4 wide finishes. We've seen leaders getting taken out in the last couple laps. So if you were tuning in with us, we do appreciate that. You have been in for a treat in tonight's racing. See the pace car leading around there. Again, we're going to have probably around about 10 laps, 9 laps to go in this stage 3. And while we are in stage 3, I do want to give a shout out to Team Kazaza. They are stage 3 sponsors in tonight's race. And this is exciting. We do want to give it a second to kind of cool down. Everybody's a little warmed up, a little bit of amped from that racing so far. We did see that restart where the Ray Garcia had to check up.
11 to go.
We were coming around. Yeah, we were coming around with about 16 laps to go here, Tim.
Drivers spreading out back there. Now, this is an interesting position for some of these drivers because the 48, I think, well, I thought, yeah. So now Kelly Cool stuck to the outside. Oh, Wittenberg was, I think, trying to let him in, but 48 was not having that. He pushed him in the back. Now Kelly Cool slides into 3rd place. I know what the 48 was doing, and that was smart. He was trying to break that front group up, and Wittenberg kind of brake checked him a little bit, didn't let it happen. Oh, some connection. Uh-oh. Oh, man, we got a big wreck.
Big connection, big wreck.
Oh, I'm not sure what's going on. This happened last night. I may have to restart before. Oh, gosh. Trucks everywhere. Oh!
Whoa, big wreck. Big wreck behind them, Tim.
And now Kelly Cool is shuffled all the way back to 12th place.
Oh, man.
Simon's
big shuffles here, Tim.
Ray's going to go to the outside.
We see Ray Garcia back up in the lead there in the 00 going to the outside. Big racing there.
Vigilante.
Oh, sliding there. Tokyo drifting that truck.
Vigilante racing. Oh, and the 48.
Woo!
That's what I'm talking about. When they could take more of a beating.
Oh, no. We got Ray Garcia out in the lead after all that banging around, pushing, shoving, everything that you got to do back there. We got Ray Garcia out in the lead. It's a whole different race now, ladies and gentlemen.
Jamie Shaw up here, Dave Mayberry, Simon Surges all the way back to 4th, Dustin Eaton in 5th, John Kazaza up to 5th now.
A whole different race now, Tim.
All it takes, I told you that what needed to happen happened. That front three needed to be broke up for anything to happen. And now we've got Ray Garcia leading this race with Dave Mayberry running that outside lane, being pushed by Surges and Wittenberg.
Oh, we got. Is that another VRL driver up there? It is. I believe that is Surges up there.
It is.
In the 2 position, just take it. Mayberry. Mayberry is our new race leader, ladies and gentlemen. We have not said that much tonight, but he is our new race leader across there. Coming around, I believe this is the backstretch here, coming around in the 3 and 4. Mayberry may be able to lead this lap and be our first different lap leader of
still a VRL driver.
Right. Ray Garcia led us around, and then the lead just became the VRL show from there. But we do have Mayberry leading him around into the line to take this lap from the VRL drivers. We got Surges right behind there. Ray Garcia in the 3rd position.
Oh!
We do have Eaton, who do have... Oh! Another wreck from a VRL driver there.
Man, Ricky Wittenberg. Oh, the double for the 40.
Wreck.
Woo!
Hard wreck into the wall. Man, big racing here. 60 laps.
That was a 40 of Jeff Napier. Ray Garcia back to the outside lane, being pushed by Jamie Shaw. These guys are pushing the limits of these trucks now in stage 3.
Oh, we see some really aggressive racing there. Hard on the wheel for these drivers coming down into the corner. But Mayberry in the 29 car, all blacked out. Coming around, keeping it to the inside. He's got quite the partner right behind him. We've seen that throughout tonight's race. Gonna come to the line here with about 6 to go in stage 3.
Right now, that outside lane is trying to gather themselves. Jamie Shaw is going to give a big push to Ray Garcia heading here into turns 1 and 2. They all hold it pretty well. 48. Oh, 33 gets a little tight.
Coming around to the backstretch here, Tim. Oh, we see Surges trying to feel them out. Kind of see what's going on. They're getting a little squirrely.
And Kelly Cool's back up here.
To the 29 there, leading him into the corner.
Kelly Cool sitting in that 4th. Oh!
Oh!
Ray Garcia saves it.
We got Mayberry still holding it down there in the lead.
There goes Kelly Cool to the outside.
Back up there. We got the VRL drivers back up there. We got 5 laps to go in this stage 3 victory.
He's trying to make it a whole $75.
Let's see. Kelly Cool is coming in with a lot of speed now. Back up to P2. And he is our new race leader. Kelly Cool has taken back over the lead with that speed on the outside there. Let's see if he's going to shift back down.
Oh!
And he does. Kelly Cool is our race leader
shafted
again.
Jamie Shaw because Jamie Shaw is not part of their team, so he came down to where Jamie Shaw couldn't get in front of the VRL member of the 29 of Dave Mayberry. That...
Oh no! Big wreck right behind Kelly Cool. Takes out Mayberry.
48 and 33.
4 laps to go in this stage 3. Big wreck behind it. We've seen a lot of wrecks here towards the end of the stage 3. And we got Michael Willie back up to the lead. We got a new race leader coming to the backstretch.
I don't know that Kelly Cool has any more friends up here. I think that was the last one.
Willie leading around on the backstretch here with 4 to go. We got Ray Garcia in the middle line. He's got help by Mayberry. Michael Willie's got help by, I believe, is that Gentry in the 33?
Yes.
Pushing him along there. That is where Michael Willie wants to be. He wants to be out front in that clean air, but a lot of speed coming on that outside by Ray Garcia.
See if Ray Garcia is going to make a move anywhere on that backstretch. He's going to have the speed to do it, but is he going to make that
3
move?
laps to go in this stage.
And you just see that 48 car has had the speed all night long. Just unfortunate events have kept that car out of the lead. And see if with about 3 to go in the stage 3, if he can take home some money tonight finally. But you see Gentry though pushing it at 33.
Ooh!
He says, "I want some cash too."
But don't look back. Kelly Cool's right there. Lap traffic coming into play here, coming down the
fast.
front stretch.
Coming fast. Ray Garcia's coming fast again on the 00 in the middle lane there, getting pushed by Mayberry. And we'll see if that's something to keep an eye on here with about 2 to go. In
Oh!
big wreck! Goes Ray Garcia and
33.
Mayberry into the wall. Oh, man. They were just pushing each other just a tad bit too hard back there. And you see Michael Willie out in the lead there. Just threw a big block to Michael Gentry in the 33.
And then there were 6.
Coming down to the 3 and 4 here, Tim. There is only a few cars left here in stage 3. The VRL racing guys have seemingly disappeared from our view. We do have Kelly Cool still up there, though. He is holding it down for his team. Coming around here. One
White
lap
flag
to go.
Oh boy, $25 on the line right here, or $75 for Kelly Cool.
Let's see if Michael Willie can keep this lead. Hold it down. Michael Gentry's going to come with a lot of aggression here. Coming down on the backstretch. Because Michael Gentry feeling him out in the back bumper there. See if he makes a move. We got Kelly Cool in the 3rd position. See if he sees anything that he wants to take advantage of in that 3rd position. Coming around into 3 and 4 here. It's still Michael Willie into the lead. Got Gentry right behind him. Get the Vigilante Racing Team machine of Kelly Cool right behind
And there he
him.
goes.
Oh, big move by Gentry coming around. And you see the speed. Kelly Cool's taking it back.
Kelly
He's on the outside.
Cool!
Oh, man.
Oh!
Photo finish at the end, Tim. You're going to have to run that back for the viewers to see who actually took home that stage victory. Man, it might have been Michael Gentry in that 33 car.
It was the 48.
It was the 48 by a nose, if you can call it. Man.
Look at that.
Wow, what a finish right there, ladies and gentlemen. And big shout out to Michael Willie for taking our stage 3 victory, sponsored by Team
Wow.
Kazaza. And you couldn't have that is I think that is believe this has been every finish has been a photo finish so far, Tim. That has been wow. Wow, what a wild finish there for Michael
What a
Willie.
finish.
That is a driver I told everybody to keep an eye on, and it seems he's got the machine right where he wants it. And, man, big run there. Congratulations to him for taking home that $25 prize. And you saw Kelly Cool. You saw he snuck up there, Tim.
25 laps to go here in the main event.
Oh, man. And as we have a second here, Tim, I do want to jump over the chat, as we always love to do. And look at Josh Dittner says, seems like the VRL and Big Show guys are bouncing off each other. Is this deseparation setting in? I don't know. Maybe they just got tired of them leading the race there for so long. Jump in here a little bit. I got Allison. I think let's jump over here, see if I can see the names a little bit better so I don't mispronounce anybody's name. Got Allison Mulkey says, let's go Jonah Long. Got another Jonah Long fan in the chat, so that's awesome as well. Desperation setting in there from Josh Bittner. And then Josh Bittner again in the chat says, dang, people are wrecking their own teammates on both sides. This is wild, and I could not agree with you more, Josh. This has been a wild race tonight, and it started in the heat races and it's carried over, and it's brought the heat tonight, Tim. If people were looking to get warmed up, they need to tune into this race because it's been exciting from start to finish. And we see the drivers get set up here for this last run of 25 laps. We got 25 laps in tonight's main event of the Big Show Twin Peaks 100. brought to you by 10-4 Broadcasting. And if you've been tuning in tonight, we do appreciate that. If you could give us a like, follow, all that good stuff. It has been exciting racing all night long from these drivers. You got Michael Willie up there who crashed out in Heat 3. Was in P2, crashed out, made it to the Consolation Races, finished P2 there.
We're going to do a quick
main event.
I'm going to try to restart my game real quick so we don't have that issue of this flickering that we've been having.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I do apologize, everybody. I had this issue last night. Not sure what is happening with the iRacing stuff. But when a major wreck happens, it seems to lag my stream. So I got to go back, restart it, fix it. I don't want you guys to miss any of the action here tonight.
And Tim, as you step away, we did have an interview request from Red Nitro 1616 of interviewing Douglas Ross Jr. if he is into
Douglas, let's see. Douglas Ross Jr. I'm looking. Doesn't look like he's in. He is not in Discord.
All right. So in order to do an interview there, Red Nitro, we would have to have him in the Discord chat. If he's in Discord, definitely let us know, and we can get him in for a driver interview. As Tim steps away.
Oh, wait. What car number is that? Sorry, I can't see the roster anymore. Oh, neither can you. Ha-ha! All right.
No problem.
I realized at the last second. Randy Miles, Jonah Long. Yeah, I don't. He's not in here. Greg Blazen's in here. Hey, Greg, you got a copy? I was going to see if he wanted to talk about what he's seen so far tonight in this one.
Hey, Greg, this is Will and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Oh, there's Douglas.
There we go. We'll get Douglas in here.
There we go. Hey, Douglas, how's it going? Oh, man, he's gone.
As we await stage 4 here, do you think we could maybe bring in one of those vigilante racing drivers in for a chat and see how they feel now that everything's kind of
let's bring we'll bring in Ricky Wittenberg. Hey, Ricky, it's Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir.
Hey, man, we've seen a lot of wild things happen in segment or stage 3. Really changed up how you guys were running. How do you approach stage 4?
Oh, balls to the wall and just see what happens, man. We try to stick with the strategy. So, we've made we made a tactical error, I guess, that last run, but we'll try to get back up there. We've still got about 5 bullets in the chamber.
Nice.
That's kind of take us through what, as you kind of mentioned, a little bit of your strategy there. What do you think it's going to take to get your team back up there in front and take home that victory tonight?
Staying together and not panicking when guys make moves.
There you go. Well, if we have you in for an interview, we'll let you get back to the racing here. We appreciate you taking the time with us.
Oh, yeah, no problem, guys.
Good luck, Ricky.
Yep,
Good luck.
thanks.
That was Ricky Wittenberg of that number 55.
And he gave us his point of view, Tim. He said balls to the wall is how he's looking at this race so far. So if he's feeling that way, I can only imagine how everybody else is feeling.
Oh, it looks like we got Douglas Ross. We'll try to get him in here again. Let's see. Hey, Douglas, you there?
Coming around as we wait for Douglas to come into the interview here. We got Ray Garcia leading him around here to the line. And I believe that is his... He hasn't led since leading the first lap, Tim, I believe. He hasn't had that lead since then.
Yeah. Not sure what's going on. Try to get Douglas in here, but it doesn't seem like he can hear us or we can hear him. You see the white trucks on the field. It's actually loading the paint jobs now that I restarted the sim. Look at that 14 out there of Dustin
Whoa.
Eaton.
Whoa, big move there.
Getting pushed by Kelly Cool. Ray Garcia being pushed by the 48 of Michael Willie.
Getting just
Whoa.
a tad squirrely there, Tim. Seeing some big speed out of the 14 there, and Kelly Cool. Looks like he's coming in with a little bit more heat. In this heat number 4 of the main event race, this is where everything comes down to everything. You've had a bad run so far. You haven't had the runs that you think you had. You can still take home everything if you take home this victory in these 25 laps in this shootout brought to you by The Big Show. Ray Garcia, shout out to him for having us. He is out in the lead right now, coming around 1 and 2 going to the backstretch. Wouldn't that be something, Tim, to take home the $100 prize?
The 100.
In his own, the $100 prize in his own race, on his own field. They can't get any better than that.
And a quick NFL update for everybody. The 49ers are winning 17-7
I like it.
with 2 minutes to go in the third.
Oh, man. Just as exciting as this race tonight, Tim, as we see Ray Garcia leading them down into 3 and 4. Got Michael Willie right behind him. Looks like, Michael Willie thought about taking a move to the inside, but kind of clean back. Oh, and a big wreck. About 5 cars behind them. A lot of cars piled up there. But no caution. Still racing out there. No change in the leaders. Just a little bit of refiling, reshuffling there as we see Ray Garcia leading them down into 1 and 2.
And Kelly Cool leading that outside lane charge, being pushed by that number 7 of Jess Vaught.
And you see Ray Garcia really trying to feel out if that inside lane's going to be the way. He
I think
knows
it
Kelly
is.
Cool. He knows Kelly Cool's coming with the speed, and just as I say that, here he comes.
Kelly Cool to the lead. Oh, 3 wide. No!
There goes Michael Willie into the wall.
Big mess. Oh.
No way. Big move out of there, but you saw the speed coming. You saw everybody get kind of moved out there. You see Ray Garcia and Kelly Cool. You see a 1-2 battle there at the top. Coming around the corner there. Get Ray Garcia in the 0-0. Kelly Cool has been dominant all race
And now he's
long.
got that help from Surgis.
Oh no, I got the 1-2. You
But
got
if the 15 can get up to Ray just in time, it could stop their momentum, but it's not going to.
No. Big run. Oh my. That was some speed out of that Vigilante Racing League crew right there. Big speed. I was just about to say this is the Kobe and Shaq of the VRL Racing League, because this is man, this is they have been dominant all race long except for that last stage.
So,
some mistakes, and they're holding it down now.
When Wittenberg gets back up here, we're going to call them Dwayne Wade, Shaq, and Mario Chalmers.
Right, exactly. Man, they or to keep it NASCAR, they're the Hendrick Motorsports.
Okay, there you go.
They have
The
they're the type of
1990s.
team
Oh!
same team that can finish 1, 2, 3.
Back here, another group back here, 14th position. This looked like it was getting spicy.
And it's going to be the top 5 positions that pay tonight. So even though you can't get past those Vigilante Racing teammates up there, Vigilante Racing League teammates, you could still get some money tonight for finishing that top 5.
And that's what they're aiming to do here tonight at the iRacing Super Speedway. Oh, and I forgot to mention, totally forgot to mention our sponsor heading into this one. It's
I was
gonna
thinking
be
that, but we can't forget about it.
William Bill Sleep in that number 62 truck. Looking good. I want to thank Bill for jumping on board here tonight at the iRacing Super Speedway. The Big Show 100 Day 2 Truck Gander Series here. He was on board yesterday too. Want to thank him for that week. But right now, here at the track, we got 15 to go, 14 at the line. as this race is just heating up. They'll probably throw the yellow flag because they've not done it for this stage yet. I believe probably in a couple of laps they'll throw the yellow flag and bring this field all back together for another re-rack and see who can't take home the $100 cash prize.
Now, Tim, do you think there's going to be a little bit more aggressive driving out of Surges, knowing that you only have 14 laps to go and there's no more Mr. Nice Guy? This is either you take the victory or you don't.
Mr. Nice Guy.
Well, he's going to have to figure it out. I mean, he's going to have to make that decision. Do you think he's going to be able to decide that, or do you think Kelly Cool is going to be able to hold it down?
I think Kelly Cool is going to be able to hold it down because the issue with these other guys, they've not been nose to tail like these vigilante guys. These vigilante guys they show us how to stay on the bumper, keep pushing, keep going, and that's my kind of style of driving at these tracks like this. And just like that, yellow flag is out. 13 to go. Probably going to go back green flag with about 11 or 10 to go here at the iRacing Super Speedway. Kelly Cool, currently your leader. Simon Sergius in second. Ray Garcia in third. Your pole setter, John Cazaza in fourth. Landon Gentry, that number 33 in fifth. Jarrett Woodard in that 79. Biggest mover of the race right now in that 79. Haven't talked about him much tonight. Up 21 spots since the drop of the green flag. Greg Dobson, talked about him earlier tonight. That was the guy I was picking. Up to 10th, up 20 spots since the drop of the green flag. So he's turning his race around. I know he's had some bad luck so far tonight, but right now, nearing where he's got to be up front, he's there.
Yeah, and man, big moves out of him, and good picking from him. And as we saw, my pick just went straight into the wall there. So
we'll give you an update. Your driver's currently in 24th.
Oof.
Back there with Ricky Wittenberg, Bill Sleep, Austin Paul, and Juan Marshall. Juan Marshall, I'm very surprised. Yesterday, he was phenomenal in yesterday's race. He was killing it. He looks like he's hit a bunch of bad luck here tonight. I do remember seeing him hit the wall. There were about 3 wide heading into the corner, and he got taken out with 2 other drivers. So I know he's looking to turn this thing around, and it's easily, you can do that. You can turn it around.
And we've seen that in tonight's racing, Tim. We've seen drivers get caught up in some unfortunate wrecks and some unfortunate events and make it back up there to those lead cars. We saw that out of Michael Willie there. We get caught up. We've seen that out of Kelly Cool get caught up there in stage number 3. So even though you might have an unfortunate event, doesn't mean you're totally out of it. It means you just got to put in some more work, get back up there, and see if you have anything for these Vigilante Racing League drivers tonight.
Yeah, and they're doing a great job here tonight. Kind of manhandling the Big Show guys.
VRL show. It's the VRL show. I mean, there's nothing else to say, and we do appreciate everybody for tuning in here. If you're tuning in on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, checking us out on 10-4 Broadcasting, bringing you the Big Show. This is the main event. This is it with 10 laps to go, and so far it has been the VRL show. It has been the Vigilante Racing League. They do have a website. Go check them out. Maybe watching tonight's race, you can get some iRacing advice from them or something, because they have come in and definitely put on a show for everybody. And as Tim mentioned, they have shown how to tandem draft. That is for sure. That they have synchronized that to a T. And man, with 10 to go here, let's see if anybody can get up there.
I'm looking at our lineup here. Ray Garcia in third, John Cazaza, Landon Gentry. Now I know Landon Gentry and Ray Garcia work very well together. They are teammates within the Big Show, so maybe they got something up their sleeve, and maybe the Big Show guys haven't flexed their muscles yet. They could have been just waiting for the right time, making these Vigilante guys think that they got this thing under wraps.
That could be. We did see some runs out of the Big Show drivers there towards the end of Heat 3, and we actually saw some not Heat 3, Stage 3, excuse me. In Stage 4 here, we saw some big runs there coming before this caution came out. So we saw actually Kelly Cool and Sturgis take the lead from Ray Garcia. So we'll see if it's going to take a tandem, as you mentioned in the broadcast. It's going to take a tandem to get up there, maybe about 3 or 4 cars to take over that lead. But you see the VRL guys, they split up, and I think that might be a good strategy for them, because that way they can hold off both lanes.
Quick NFC Championship game update. 13:30 to go in the game. Rams just scored a touchdown. Score 17-14 49ers. It's a tight game going on. There's some great games for these AFC and NFC Championship games today too.
Oh, very close. But
we're all about all the sports over here at 10-4 Broadcasting, so I do apologize for to keep everybody updated.
How about Joe Burrow though? That is quite the story for
me. It makes me excited.
Man. That is quite the story.
I have to go to. I think I have to drive to Cincinnati for work here in the next couple of days. I think it's going to be kind of crazy over there.
And I do believe we have a driver from Ohio. I'm not sure if they're in the main event in tonight's race, but give a shout out to the state of Ohio for making it to the Super Bowl. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But back to the big show, Twin Peaks 100. It is the main event in tonight's race. We got 10 to go. It has been exciting racing so far. We've seen wrecks. We've seen unfortunate events. We've seen tires spin. We've seen everything you could think of in a Truck Series event. And man, this is it. We got $100 on the line these last 10 laps. And see as the pace car pulls off there, coming to the line. We got Kelly Cool. We got Sturgis, Ray Garcia. Michael Gentry's back up there in the 33. Big move by Ray Garcia trying to get in the inside lane. He sees the hole kind of close. It's going to close as they're going to go back in.
He does not want those two guys working together. That was smart. He's trying to keep Simon and Kelly away from each other. He's trying to break that vigilante tandem up, and he's done so.
Got 9 to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Coming down in the backstretch here. We got Kelly Cool out in the lead. Got Ray Garcia. Surge is getting a big push.
Yeah, but Ray gave a great push to Kelly there. That hole at the bottom lane's going to have to close up, or it's going to be difficult. But now there's too much space between the 15 and Simon as they come through turns 3 and 4, back across the start-finish line. Trucks are, all over the place.
Big moves there from the trucks there. Whoa! Big wreck there from the back of the pack. A lot of trucks piling up there on the front stretch. Still racing, though. Big wrecks there. Oh, man. Big impacts there from the back of the field into the wall.
Back up front.
Still got Kelly Cool there leading around into the backstretch there. Let's see.
Side by side. 7 rows. Double file.
Coming around here into 3 and 4. Got Kelly Cool. Ray Garcia. Kelly Cool has been keeping it cool all night long. So we'll see if he can keep that. Oh, seeing some give and take going on right behind him.
And there's my pick, Greg Dobson. Look at that, up 22 spots, up to 8th right now.
There you go.
Boy is showing up when it's time.
What's the live odds on that? 22 spots.
Bro, yeah. What? How much would have I won if I put $1,000 down?
And actually, Michael Gentry is our driver from Ohio, as the chat's mentioning, and his dad's a huge Bengals fan. So shout out to them. I'm sure they're celebrating hard tonight. And maybe if Gentry can take home that prize tonight, he can take that $100 and go buy him some AFC
Super Bowl ticket.
Oh yeah. I don't know about a Super Bowl ticket.
Yeah, you might need more than that.
AFC champion gear.
Yeah.
As we see with 7 to go here, we're seeing a little bit of give and take right behind Kelly Cool, our leader, who has been keeping it
there goes Greg Dobson.
all night long.
Just as I praised, it's the curse. I shouldn't have said anything, Greg. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's your driver. Oh, no.
Yep. Your driver's currently sitting in... Oh, I don't see him on the list.
We're seeing Ray Garcia go to the outside.
14th.
See if he's making a move with Michael Gentry in the 33.
making a move on Kelly Cool, has dominated the race all night long.
Oh, 79!
Oh, no! Let's see. Ray Garcia is still out there. He is the race leader now. Just took it over
Takes
from
it over.
Kelly Cool. We got Ray Garcia in the 00 Fanta Orange Soda Machine out in the lead. We got Michael Gentry in that 33 right behind him in P2. We got Kelly Cool going to the outside, seeing if he can get a big run on this first stretch.
He's now with his teammate. Here it goes. Tandem between the both of them.
It's gonna be a 4-car race. 4-car race, Tim. We got Ray Garcia, Michael Gentry, Kelly Cool, and we got Surges up there with him. We'll see what's going to pan out with 5 to go. Who is going to take home this prize of $100 cash?
Man.
Be our champion, Tim. It's coming down.
Day 2 here of the Big Show 100 in the trucks. They're trying to clear that inside lane. They can't do it. Here they come. Inside lane pushing back. 3 VRL drivers in that outside lane.
Let's see if they can come off 3 and 4 with a lot of speed.
But Ray's going to have lap traffic right here to possibly get a draft from, but now they're out of the way. Oh, no, now Jamie Shaw goes to the outside.
For a minute there, Tim.
Jamie Shaw, I don't think that was a good move. Now he puts 3 VRL drivers all together.
Coming to the backstretch, and we got Ray Garcia still holding on the lead. Kelly Cool and Surges are coming with a lot of speed on the outside lane. We also got Mayberry right behind him. Ray Garcia still holding it down. Let's see, coming down in the corner here. Still got Ray Garcia in that 00. Kelly Cool giving everything he can on the outside lane. With Surges right on his back bumper. See Ray Garcia going into the middle set just to make a block.
Side by side. Coming up on lap traffic.
Got 3 to go, Tim. Let's go. My heart is pumping. We got Kelly Cool, our new race leader, just took it over. But that's not going to be for long. We have a 4-car tandem race going on here, ladies and gentlemen, for the race victory. See if Kelly Cool and Sturgis can get out far enough to where he can file in right in front of Ray Garcia. That is what it's going to take here, ladies and gentlemen, for this victory.
I think the lines are neck and neck. They've got the same amount of cars in both. I think the bottom line has one more truck, but now the 14 goes back to the high side. Makes it less trucks on the inside. Coming around turn 3 and 4. Going to be coming to the start-finish line. It's going to be 2 to go.
Let's go. Got Ray Garcia leading them to the line with 2 to go. A lot of speed from Kelly Cool on the outside lane there. Coming down into 1 and 2 here. We'll see if Kelly Cool and Sturgis have enough speed to where one of them can just file in, take that lead over. Good move by that lap car by staying to the outside. Staying out of all this chaos that's going to take place up top.
Man, they are neck and neck. These two, the 33 of Gentry, pushing so hard, pushing Ray Garcia down the backstretch on the inside lane.
Really exciting race
Simon pushing Kelly so hard on the outside lane.
Oh, we see Kelly
not
enough space on the outside. He's got about a car.
Oh!
Big move coming off the corner there. 3-4. Mayberry's left in the inside. Or the middle lane.
White
See
flag.
Kelly Cool now left by himself with 1 to go.
4 wide.
Coming down to 1 and 2. Got Ray Garcia, your race leader.
Oh, somebody's spinning.
Oh, no. Back up to the leaders here. We got Ray Garcia with Michael Gentry.
Oh,
it's
net
Kelly Cool.
code.
Kelly Cool's done. Kelly Cool just spun out. Kelly Cool has now spun out of the race, and we are back up to the leaders now with Ray Garcia and Michael Gentry in that 33.
That's net code is so bad. It literally, they didn't even touch.
Ray Garcia leading him around 3 and 4 here. Coming around, see if he's going to take home the main victory.
Landon
$100.
going to the outside. 79 going to split him down the middle. Oh, he pinches him. He's going to go below the yellow line for the pass.
Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? Is it Michael Gentry in the 33?
Landon Gentry took it home. Jarrett Woodward in second.
No way.
We got to go back and see that.
No way, Tim. Is it going to be Landon Gentry?
It is.
Who we just interviewed? Who requested? He must have foreseen this. We just interviewed him.
Coming down to the line, we're going to see this in slow-mo. See, the 79 was going to go below them 3 wide, but then the 33 pinches him. That causes 79 to dive even lower, goes below the yellow line. Fair game. It is
He
open.
said, I'm going for it.
And coming down to the line, here we go. Right here it is. Beats out Ray. Hold on, try to find a better. There we go. Wow, look at that.
It might be Michael Gentry.
It was Gentry.
It was
Landon
Gentry in the
Gentry.
33.
Yes.
Landon Gentry. There we go.
And look at for second place. They were tied. They tied coming in for second.
Oh,
It shows them at
man.
.00 on my screen.
wow. What a finish.
Wow.
That 33 made a huge move. Oh, look, a little love tap there from everybody.
Fantastic race here at iRacing Super
Wow.
Speedway. We want to thank the guys at VRL. We want to thank all the guys at the big show. Really
Wow,
exciting
Tim.
race.
Big shout out to Landon Gentry for taking that victory. Wow. That is a huge win. He made his move that he needed to do to get past Ray there on the final corner. Man, great
Unbelievable.
win there. Great win. Great racing from everybody tonight. Thank you to the drivers for putting on a show. and
I
for the
forgot.
viewers.
They do their honorary. This is for $10. They do a reverse race at the end of the
There
race.
we go.
And whoever wins gets $10 in the backwards race. Just another
And that-
exciting event.
And as we have a second, Tim, we do want to appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. I do want to give a shout out to the Big Show for putting on this awesome iRacing event. We saw everything, Tim, through the first 3 heats leading into this main event. I mean, it couldn't have given anybody anything else. I mean, we gave everybody NFL updates throughout the race. It just, I mean, we had VRL drivers literally dominate the entire race from once the main event started. They took over the lead from Ray and kind of just held it down throughout the entire race. They even ran into some trouble in stage 3. It still didn't matter to them. They still got back up there with Kelly Cool, and Kelly Cool, man, gets taken out. I'd say I think it was turn 2, right around there. Gets taken out, opens the door for Ray Garcia and Landon Gentry there. Landon decided to make a move. He had to, and once he did, he had enough speed coming around there to take the victory. And man,
Here we go.
big win for
Green
Landon
flag
Gentry.
is in the air.
Big win.
Trucks all over the place. Oh, we got 2 trucks stuck on the inside there. Landon Gentry turned around the correct direction. We're looking for the 22 truck. Randy Miles looks like he is the current leader, going backwards. Oh
another
no, and he couldn't get it to turn. The 48's going to go to the lead. Michael Willie, your current leader in the backwards race here. This is for $10, but look at that. The 21, the 14 coming to the inside. Oh, going through the grass. Hit the cone. Knocked it right over. It's going as fast as they can backwards. Looks like a top speed of 90 miles an hour. Actually, somebody's going negative 20 miles an hour. Not sure how that's possible. Does that mean the engine left the truck? This is a fun way for them to end. Greg Dobson sitting in 4th right now. The 21 of Jonah Long in 2nd. 14 of Dustin Eaton right there. He's going to try to come off this corner, dig deep down there, get a run on the 48. I saw how this went down yesterday. I was amazed. Oh, there it is. It could be 3 wide. 21 gets a good run. Is he going to catch the 48, though? It's close. It's coming down to the start-finish line. Slowest race you'll ever watch. And the 48's going to take home the $10.
There we go. Consolation Race.
And there's Landon over there celebrating his big win. $100 richer. Going to buy some AFC Championship.
We got a few fans in the chat jump over there as we saw the 48 take his backwards victory. Enrico Mili said, great job, Landon. Good W. Josh Bittner, who's been with the chat all race long with us here, says, congratulations to Landon. Props to Ray for putting up a race. Again, shout out to Ray for doing that for us. Says, wish it could have been cleaner, so we could have seen more guys at the finish. To Josh for that, we do tend to slow it down there at the finish line, so you see a good finish. Apologies for that, kind of not spreading it out wide, but we did want to make sure the viewers had a good view of the finish there, because we've seen a lot of photo finishes throughout the night, so we just wanted to see. We didn't even know who won. So
oh no, I think what Josh was saying was he was wishing that the end of the race was cleaner with less wrecks and more guys up front. Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, hey Josh, that's last lap racing though. That's last lap racing. You can't. Hey, the last lap. That's how I'd want a last lap. I'd want it to be a little bit dicey, a lot of excitement going on. Hey, couldn't ask for more there, and it took literally the last second pass for Landon Gentry to get that victory. And man,
we actually have got Landon in the chat right now with us. Landon,
And me.
and we got Ray. Congratulations, both of you. Actually, finishing top 5. Well, top 3. Ray coming in at third place. Actually, is it technically third? Because on my screen it showed a tie.
It's third.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because he probably beat me by a few milliseconds.
1,000.
Yeah.
Wow. And then Landon bringing home the big money. Congratulations, guys.
Now we
Hey,
were
man.
working. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just about to say, Landon, what do you think? You only led, I think, a portion of a lap there. What do you think caused you and Ray, to take out those VRL racers and actually take home the victory for the big show?
So many races of practice. We've been practicing for the last 2 weeks, I think.
Well, that's awesome.
We know how it works together really well.
And couldn't ask for anything else. Landon, what do you think, man, of the big show race? What do you think? 'Cause it's been a 2-night event, and what do you think? What are your thoughts so far of everything? And man, $100 richer. What do you think you're going to be spending the money on?
More tracks on Harrison, probably.
Smart man. You gotta use you gotta get it somewhere to fuel this addiction.
And as we have you in victory lane here, is there anybody that you want to shout out? I know, I think you might have had some fans in the chat there. A lot of viewers watching in tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out while you're in victory lane?
Ray for putting on these races every weekend. I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, great run, Landon. That was he couldn't have raced it any better, man. I mean, just took a big move at the end. It was big risk, big reward, and congratulations, man. $100 richer.
And now we want to, Ray, you got the pole. You almost had the win. Kind of take us through how your night went.
Well, we knew right off the bat beating the VRL guys was going to be tough. Those guys are all good. When they lined up early, you saw the domination they had at the front. They work well together. They draft well together. They don't make silly mistakes. Those are the kinds of things that, win races. And when they race with us, we know that that's a tough hill to climb. So during the race, we had our own strategies. They were falling apart early. Some of the guys weren't working. Some of the guys that we were working with weren't working with us and trying to go solo, and were slowing us up. And that was difficult. We made some key pit stop changes that brought us back to the front, because if you look at, I was pitting in box 1, I was pitting under those yellows, and then I would come in and pit. I was only pitting for 8 seconds, so I was always coming out top 3, even though I was like 18th or 19th when I got into that wreck, when I got taken out early on. I was able to bounce back to the front. But the key was to get Michael Willey, Landon Gentry, myself, and Jamie Shaw, get us into the top 5, and we had to split the VRL guys up. We had to get their drafting buddies apart. So we were able to get them to the high side. We took the lead, and we lined up together on the bottom. I don't know what happened behind me. We're going to review all the replays after, but when this is all over. But I'm not sure what happened, but somehow they got separated in the middle line, and Kelly seemed to lose his pushing partner. And at that point, we stayed
Netcode.
together. Was it netcode?
Yeah, bad.
I don't know. I just saw smoke and spinning, and I didn't know what happened. But working together with Michael Willie up front, something happened with Michael. He got taken out. Not sure what happened, where we lost Michael, but Michael was able to fight his way back to top 6 from wherever he ended up. But when we were down the bottom, it was up to Landon to push me because that outside line had a run on us. Kelly was up 3/4 of a truck length. At one point, he was clear of me, but he didn't go down. And I think that was more to, he was trying to stay with his pushing partner. But he surrendered the lead coming out of the corner since he didn't go down. But it was up to Landon to keep the bumper on me and keep going. And when we came out of turn 4, at that point, it's anybody's game. Jarrett went to the bottom, Landon went to the outside, I went to the middle, and we had 3 lanes covered. So one of us was going to win it. It's just a matter of who got there first.
Talking with Landon Gentry, our race winner, and our second place finisher, Ray Garcia.
Third.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you, Ray, about is that one restart where we kind of, I don't know if your tires spun a little bit or if you had to check up, but it was a big pile up there on the stretch. What kind of take us through what may have happened there?
Yeah, on that restart, one of the things the VRL are good at is, on the restarts, you have to remember, well, before the restart, they're single file, right? But on the restarts, they're 2 wide. And their goal is to get back together. So one of those lines has to let the other in. But what happens is you're going to get a compression, right? As they're trying to strategize to get that tie line back to the bottom, there's going to be some compression. And I'm a good starter. I can get that thing going. And I was flying. But at that point, they weren't going as quick as I was. And I went right. I tried to go between them, but I ended up tagging somebody on the inside, like on the left quarter. I believe I hit the left quarter. But we were going to try and stay with them, but keep them separated. We knew they were going to work together that way to get back in line so they can draft and hold us off, because we weren't able to successfully pass them on the outside. We tried several times. We just couldn't get that outside line to go. As I said, some of our guys wouldn't work with us when we'd start on the radio. We had a 7-car plan to pull to the high side. And we would go, but then they would bail out on us and leave us up there 3 wide. We had to jump back. So we didn't try that move anymore. So the only other thing we could do was pit strategy to separate them. And it worked. And we got them. They passed us late, but then we passed them back when that one accident happened.
Well, again, congratulations to you both. And congratulations, Ray, on another 2 successful events in the weekend.
Yeah, but look at the top 3. 1/1000th of a second separated the 3 of us. That's impressive.
Yeah, couldn't ask for any better of a finish, Ray. That was quite an event.
1/1000th of a second. As I said, we review everything at the end and we see what happened. We start at the beginning and we go through, look at every accident, make an evaluation. And if some of our guys are, their faults, we ask them to shoot messages off to these guys. Say, hey, I'm sorry, I wrecked into you or whatever. We don't want to see accidents either. But it was a good race. As I said, VRL made it very hard, and it's tough for my guys to beat those VRL guys when they're together.
Oh, yeah. They came out bringing the heat, that's for sure. And it just seemed like from even the heat races coming into the main event, it just was, I know you didn't get to participate since you got the automatic qualifier, but it just seemed like every race just came down to like the very last, the last second almost. That some of those drivers were photo finishes there. We even saw Michael Willie get caught up in I think it was like the last corner, like they get caught up in one of his heat races. So just competitive all around, man. I just want to say thank you very much for having us, and it's been an awesome, exciting event.
Yeah, we want to thank 10-4 Broadcasting for always being there for the big show and all of our drivers. And we really appreciate the time and effort you guys put into broadcast our races. And we look forward to racing again next month. At the end of the month, we'll put on something else as soon as we go through these chassis and figure out what iRacing did to them.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks, Ray Garcia, for bringing 2 great shows to 10-4 Broadcasting this weekend. And thank you and congratulations again, Landon, on your win. I know last night you had a great, strong car. And then tonight, once again, you came out on top and showed everybody how great you are at handling these cars.
Yeah.
But from everybody here at 10-4 Broadcasting, want to thank everybody for watching. Want to thank VRL for joining in as well. Want to thank all the sponsors. Again, thanks for jumping on board. Congratulations to everybody through the whole weekend that was able to take home some cash. It kind of got sprinkled around to everybody, which is awesome. And
There you go.
yeah,